Welcome to Raleigh, North Carolina for Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. In Game 4, the Carolina Hurricanes came back with a resilient effort and tied the series up at 2 with a 5-3 victory. Can they carry that momentum into Game 5 back in front of their home fans? Or will the Vegas Golden Knights retake the momentum and retake the series lead and have a chance to win in Vegas? Game 5 is next.
The Panthers are back-to-back Stanley Cup champions.
It is like no other feeling in sports.
Welcome to the best of 3 Stanley Cup Final, as Game 5 of this final will be here at the Lenovo Center in Raleigh, North Carolina. The Carolina Hurricanes, with a response win in Game 4, 5-3 over Vegas, has tied this series at 2. And this is in a huge game, as this series is tied at 2 here in Raleigh, North Carolina. This crowd is ready for this Game 5. Hello, everybody. I'm Max. Glad to be with us here in our coverage of the Stanley Cup Final. Joined alongside Aaron, and a very important game for both of these teams. Series tied at 2. We're going to have a best of 3, and one of these teams has to win, too, to win the Stanley Cup. It's going to come to probably the last game of this Stanley Cup Final. What do you think we're going to see here in Game 5, Aaron?
I think Game 5 is going to bring just about everything you could ask for. It's the series-defining game. The winner of this will become winner. You win the Stanley Cup. It is a huge game. I think there's going to be a lot of defense. You don't want to let up a goal because you may not be able to get that back.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that there is going to be a lot of defensive effort to not give up the puck, less turnovers, and therefore more offensive presence.
I feel like we've said there's going to be more defense as we move along in this series, and we just get contradicted every single time.
Every time. So I said both, and now there's going to be a 1-0 win.
Yep, in triple overtime, by the way.
Yeah, yep.
Anyways, well, the Carolina Hurricanes had their backup. Their goalie situation is very confusing right now, Aaron. And, I mean, it's insane right now. Freddie Anderson is not suiting up, I'm thinking. He was at practice, but after all the media had left, no one knew if he took any shots at all. He was dressed in the practice, and they called up Emir Miftakov. I'm sorry if I butchered that name. He is one of the goalies for the Chicago Wolves, who are actually in the Calder Cup Final. They play tomorrow against the Toronto Marlies, and he got called up, and from what we saw from this intro thing with the footage we're seeing right now, he did make it to the building just around 30 minutes ago, Aaron. He's rushing in with all his equipment, and it seems like he's going to be the emergency backup for the Carolina Hurricanes tonight, as obviously Bussy is starting, and Kochetkov, again, will back up Brandon Bussy. And, I mean, it's pretty odd. Freddie Anderson was super good in this playoffs, and now all of a sudden he's just not showing up. Maybe it's an injury that Rod Brindamore is not saying. He said he's not injured at all, but, I mean, you know you got to keep some stuff hidden here. This has been a weird situation for the Canes. What do you think?
I am really just thinking that they have to get him ready. Mm-hmm. This is a huge atmosphere, and at home. It just has to be something that you're ready for as someone. You are in the Calder Cup Final, which is, regardless, it's a final. It's important. It's a huge series.
I mean, imagine.
But it's not.
Imagine you're the emergency backup for tonight's game, and then you have to play Game 1 tomorrow for the Calder Cup Final start. Imagine.
Yeah, so it's not exactly the same magnitude, but it's still a career-defining moment. Because you're playing in 2 finals. If you win this game and then go on to win the Calder Cup, that is a huge career booster.
I mean, yeah, this is very odd how this thing has been going here with the goalie situation here for the Carolina Hurricanes. One thing that the Canes have to fix here is their second-period performance. The Golden Knights have outscored the Carolina Hurricanes in the second period in this series 9-1, and they have just suffered some bad second periods here. Remember Game 3, the 4-goal second period, Mitch Marner with a hat trick, And then the last game, 3-1 Carolina, turned into a 3-3 tie. I mean, they got to be better in the second period here. And for the third period, they do improve. They outscored the Golden Knights 10-3. And by the way, Vegas has had 4 consecutive playoff Game 5s go to overtime. So can we make that 5 consecutive? Make that 5 consecutive so we can get another overtime here in Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. All-time record, 20-7 series record when going up 3-2. And the winner of Game 5 when the Stanley Cup Final, best of 7, is tied at 2. Goes on to win the Stanley Cup 74.1% of the time. And home teams 15-3, 83.3% of the time. Also, some concern with the goaltending, Aaron, with the Golden Knights and Carter Hart. Carter Hart has become the first goalie in NHL history to concede 4+ goals in each of his first 4 games of a Stanley Cup Final. I mean, we've learned in this series that it's not going to be a goaltending battle, right?
No, and you've conceded 4 goals in 4 games, but you won 2 of them. So I don't think the conceding goals part is the issue.
Yeah, I mean, he's still going to be in net. John Tortorella's going to stick with him. He's still going to stick with him in this game. And
because I think at that point, if it's getting to the point where you're blaming the goaltending, I think it's time to focus on your offensive production and why they aren't returning those 4 goals.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, and speaking of the offensive production, Jack Eichel, from an article I saw on NHL.com, he said he needed to be better. He has not had much here in this series, Jack Eichel. I don't think he even has a goal in this series. He had one that was disallowed back in Game 3, but that's it. And it didn't count. Obviously, it was a goalie interference on, I believe, Barbashev. But it's just going to be difficult, I guess, for Eichel. He's been limited in this series. The defense of the Carolina Hurricanes have continued to get him distracted, and that's how he's not been able to score in this series. And, man, it's just, he needs a wake-up game. Jack Eichel needs a big game here in Game 5 if Vegas wants to win this one. Well, who do you think wins Game 5 here before we go to break?
Game 5, it is going to be, I think, a bloodbath. I think this is going to be one of those Colorado games where they score 9. So, truly, I do have Vegas pulling ahead 3-2 in this series, simply because they have just proven to be more present.
Mm-hmm.
They've been there offensively. They've been there defensively. They've scored. They've come back. They've done a lot of things right, and they've done a lot of things wrong. But I think the rights outweigh the wrongs, and they will take this series lead back to Vegas for Game 6.
Well, regardless, one of these teams is going to take a 3-2 series and have the chance to win it on Sunday. If not, if they were able to force a Game 7, Game 7 would be on Wednesday, which we're getting a little bit too ahead. But, I mean, you gotta know this could potentially be Carolina's last game here at home, and they really have to make it wild here. If not, if obviously there's a Game 7, it's going to be back here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Game 5 winner wins the Stanley Cup 74% of the time when the series is tied at 2 in the Stanley Cup Final. We'll be back in just a moment here on the NHL and MHS. Series tied at 2, a huge Game 5 here in Raleigh. Who will win it and take a series lead and have a chance to win the Stanley Cup on Sunday in Game 6 in Vegas? We'll be back in just a moment with the anthems, the intros, and the puck drop coming up next year on the NHL and MHS. Don't go anywhere. Welcome you back here to Raleigh, North Carolina. Joined alongside Aaron and Max, and we still got a little bit of time here before, obviously, the puck drops around 6 minutes or so. Do we have anything else we got to say here before we're going to build up for this game? I don't know what else to add. Because
I think the build-up has built itself up. This has been long awaited. I think this has been the most anticipated game of the series for a long time. I've hoped it went to 5. I've hoped it went to 6. I'm hoping it goes to 7.
Yep, and obviously, if it goes 7, it would be on Wednesday, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Game 6 would obviously be here on Sunday. We'll have coverage of that, obviously, because it could honestly be the cup-clinching game. And Mike Commodore, the 2006 Stanley Cup champion, revving it up on the siren. And it is loud inside Raleigh, North Carolina. And he has that robe that he wore when they won in 06. And this crowd is ready for it for sure. It's just, at this point, he's got to drop the puck.
As usual.
Right, Aaron? It just dropped the puck. The buildup is already
Exactly.
a sold-out Lenovo Center. And obviously, as usual for the Carolina Hurricanes, they'll have Adam Lee Decker as the national anthem's singer. Let's take it away to him right now and hear the national anthem.
Presenting tonight's colors is the Winston-Salem Fire Department Honor Guard. Now at this time, please rise if you are able. Kindly remove your caps and join us as we honor America with the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Signed tonight by Raleigh resident and deaf performer with PXP, Karen DeSalou. And performed this evening by Adam Lee Decker.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets are raging, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home
What an anthem.
of the
And they're ready here in Raleigh, North Carolina.
They are ready. Those rally towels are waving. I think they can't wait any longer. Drop the puck.
That's what everyone's saying right now. Carter Hart in net, obviously, for the Golden Knights. A 9-12 save percentage. He's allowed 4 goals allowed in every game of this series. We welcome you in. I'm Max, joined alongside Aaron. Starting goalie for the Carolina Hurricanes, Brandon Bussey, allowed 3 goals on 21 shots in a Game 4 victory. And he goes back in net for the 3rd consecutive game after he replaced Anderson at the start of the 3rd period of Game 3. This is obviously a big game. And share the stream around, everybody, as we bring you coverage of Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. This should be one heck of a game. And we're just moments away from getting started here. And there's Jordan Stahl, who has had a goal in all 4 games. He had a 2-goal performance in Game 4, getting the game winner while he was falling down. That was just determination by Jordan Stahl, though, the captain. And we're almost ready here. The Stahl line out there, Ehlers, Stahl, and Jarvis to start out. And it will be the top line of the Golden Knights, Barbashev, Eichel, and Stone. We're underway in Game 5 as Eichel wins the draw. McNabb will fire it back in. Stahl trying to battle with the puck with Eichel. Eichel trying to get that puck free in the corner. Chatfield, a series tied at 2. Whoever wins this game takes the series lead. Moved ahead now by Ehlers. Something happened behind the play. Theodore will get it now. Theodore actually gave away the puck that resulted in the game-winning goal in Game 4 on Tuesday. Eichel passed it ahead for Stone. Blake was pressuring him from behind, and he'll have the puck in the corner. Blake off the back wall. Barbashev threw a hit on Blake. Ehlers plays that back, slaving around the boards out to center for Blake, trying to get through. Blake does get through for a moment. Blake still has the puck, then lost the handle. Carlson will flip it out to center ice. Back into the Carolina end. This will be no icing at the last second. Miller gets hit hard as he moves the puck ahead. And Aho loses it at center. Blake, and now it's Stankoven. Moving it ahead, Taylor Hall dumps it back in. More than a minute into Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. Hanifin has the puck now. Backhands it around the glass and out to center. Howden across the ice here for Carlson as he'll move it ahead. William Carlson along the boards. Tough angle shot. Deflects away into the far corner. And out of play, actually, into the netting. I mean, what do we expect here in the first 10 minutes, Aaron?
First 10 minutes, I expect completely scoreless. I think each team is going to be really conservative and controlling the puck, not getting those turnovers, winning any draw they can, and really just taking those quality shots because you don't want to force it, turn it over, and then lead to a breakaway on the other end.
Off the faceoff, won by the Golden Knights. McNabb's shot, or Lazan, pardon me. Shot was blocked regardless. Coughlin holds it in. Hurdle in behind the net. Tied up there with Aho. Sissons joins the play in the corner. Marnook now on the backhand. His stick broke as Lazan was pressuring him. The puck battled for in the corner. Continuing to be fought for. And Dorofeev lost it. It's cleared out to center ice by Svechnikov. Coughlin tied up by Svechnikov. Still in a way. Svechnikov tried to pass it to Aho. Could not connect. Dorofeev trying to clear it. What a hit there by Marnook. It's held in the zone for a moment. Hurdle tied up from behind by Marnook. It's finally forced out to center ice by the Golden Knights. Sissons uses the board to deflect it off of something on the bench. No, it did not. Not that for something. Thought for a second it was going to hit something on the bench. It did not. We continue on here. Coughlin tries to move it ahead, and he will as he passes it ahead. Kolasar deflected it back in. Bussy will play it around the boards, intercepted along the wall by Coughlin. Pardon me, Smith. Cole Smith trying to battle for the puck. Dowd, it comes free. Kolasar trying to get it back to Dowd. Miscommunication, a broken stick still on the ice there. Carey battling there with Dowd. Continue to be fought for in the corner in the Carolina end. Sticks are all tangled up there, and bodies are just trying to get that puck free. Nikishin, it comes free now. Dowd trying to get it from behind the net. We have no shots on goal so far. Dowd got it to Kolasar. Kolasar rims it around again. Carey will intercept from behind his own net. Around the boards, Jankowski tries to clear it, and he will out to center ice. Eric Robinson got to the puck. Poke checked away, and Shea Theodore now has it for the Golden Knights. I mean, nothing on goal so far, but still a fast pace to this game. No icing here as Bussy will play it. And off the back wall comes for Miller. Miller played that there. And now it is fired back in by Sean Walker. And it hit the netting again on the dump-in attempt. So we get a whistle. Man, what a performance, though, by the Carolina Hurricanes in Game 4, though, Aaron.
Absolutely.
I mean, we had Aaron phone mic on that game, and we obviously didn't get that return here tonight, but...
No overtime because it was phone mic. So overtime this time because computer mic.
Yep. Last 2 games, I mean, you weren't there for Game 3. We went to double overtime, so...
That's true.
Yeah.
But I wasn't on my phone mic.
You weren't. So it still applies out to center.
So it was carrying over from last game.
Yep. Stankoven on the backhand, blocked away by Marner. Marner has been so good in these playoffs. 29 points for the Golden Knights, and now he'll have the puck trying to carry it back in. Miller intercepted along the wall, trying to poke it out. Howden gets hit hard by Sean Walker. What a hit. Stankoven now at 3-on-2. Blake trying to feed that back to Stankoven. It goes into the corner. Tough English shot off the side of the net. Taylor Hall will get to the loose puck now. Taylor Hall's shot was denied by Hart. First shot of the game belonging to the Carolina Hurricanes. What a hit there. Now Miller has it as both teams go for changes here. 4 minutes into the first period of Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. This series tied at 2. Whoever wins this game takes a 3-2 series lead to Vegas. Stahl will get to the loose puck now. Can he make it 5 straight games with a goal in this Stanley Cup Final series? Jarvis in behind the net. Stahl let it go as he was tied up. Barbashev will move it ahead. Eichel's back on there. The top line for the Golden Knights. Stone will try to get in the corner. Chatfield battling. Got the puck free. Slavin mishandled it. Barbashev threw a hit. Stahl off the back wall. And Ehlers will move it ahead. Cross the ice here. Here's Jarvis cutting in. Jarvis looking. Dropped it off. Shot. Chatfield was denied on a one-time chance. And that was the best opportunity of the game so far. Chatfield will go back for the puck. Only 2 shots, and it belongs to the Carolina Hurricanes. Gostisbehere tries to move it ahead on a stretch pass. Marnick will dump it back in as he'll go for a change. Going back in is Anderson. Svechnikov stole it away from behind, and net tried to center. Blocked away by William Karlsson. Marnick looking. Feeds that in deep, and it's cleared out to center ice. So far, Carolina's looked like the better team so far, Aaron.
Absolutely. Carolina has put all the pressure on. They got 2 shots. They've held Vegas to none, which is really the optimal hockey you want to play. They've put their defense right out. Their offense has been productive, and it is really all just going Carolina's way. They have to keep that pressure up, though, before letting up a goal for that momentum to stay with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Mitch Marner, as we were mentioning, 8 points this series, 3 goals, 5 assists. So far, nothing going for Mitch Marner and his Vegas Golden Knights because they don't have any shots on goal, and Carolina's pretty been dominant here in the early parts of this game. Robinson knocked it down. It's going to play via high stick. No, it's waved off as Hurdle touched it up next. Deflected ahead, battling at the blue line. Offside at the line as Hurdle carried it back in. Offside until the Carolina end. And I mean, we've seen this in the series before. They've had bad first periods, Vegas, but they somehow get goals on the only shots they can get in the period. I remember one period it was game 2, and they only had 2 shots, and they had the 1-0 lead going into the locker room. So Vegas is very opportunistic here, and even though they play bad first periods in this series, they've been able to score goals. Face-off will be outside the Carolina end at the blue line, and Jankowski and Dowd will have the face-off dot. 1-2 quickly there. Longest time to start game without a shot this series for the Vegas Golden Knights, by the way, Aaron. So Carolina doing a great job defensively here. Gostisbehere plays that across as Carolina won another face-off. This one will be an icing with 13:59 remaining here in the opening period. Look at the shots on goal in the first period. 43-14 in favor of the Hurricanes. I mean, they've been so dominant in the first period. You'd think they'd run away with the first period, but they really haven't in this series, Aaron.
Absolutely. It has been kind of crazy to see.
It's going to be Eichel and Jankowski in the face-off dot, and the Carolina end off that icing that was committed by the Hurricanes. Eichel wins the draw by 1-2 cleanly as Anderson could not hold the line. Fired back in. Gostisbehere controls the puck in the corner. Nikishin now will flip it out to the blue line, not out of the zone. Rasmus Anderson held it in. Got to Stone along the wall. Fed it into the half wall. Stahl across off the back of the skate of Ehlers. He'll flip it ahead, up in the air. Will this be a delay of game penalty? And I think it's going to be one, as he is still in his zone, I believe.
Carolina 27, minor penalty, delay of game.
Delay of game penalty with 13:36 to go. Not the kind of penalty you want to take here. So a power play upcoming for the Golden Knights when we return. It is scoreless here in Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Don't go anywhere here on the NHL and MHS. Back here in Raleigh, joined alongside Aaron and power play upcoming here for the Golden Knights that's not been very successful in the series. What do you think Vegas has to do on this power play?
I think Vegas, for this power play, they have to really work on their shots. They've been held to 0 in these first 6.5, which is really, really good defense on Carolina's end. It's just beautiful.
Marnock will move it ahead now as he'll carry it in short-handed on the outside. Marnock from behind the net, tied up there with Marner. Stone, and now Marner gets it back. So far, 20 seconds killed off on the power play. Vegas is 1 for 12 in the series. The goal coming in Game 3, Tomas Hertl. And the penalty kill for the Carolina Hurricanes has been great. Eichel looking across the ice, off the post, it's in! Dorofeev! In and out it goes, and it's 1-0 Vegas.
That is a beautiful pass. I don't know what you can do if you are Bussy. Right on that weak side. He can't get over in time. 1-0 Vegas. They took advantage of the power play they were given. One shot, one goal. That's as easy as it gets.
Wow. From the angle, on my angle, it looked like he just hit the post and stayed out. It did not. It hit the inner post because it came out so quickly. But it does go in. The first shot for the Golden Knights goes in. And again, Carolina allowing the goal in the first opening shots of the game for the Golden Knights. Pavel Dorofeev, his first in 8 games, one of the players that he needed to step up here in this Game 5, has to. Now Barbashev trying to cut through. Barbashev cutting in, forced off by Walker. Blake, and now a turnover along the wall, almost to Carlson. Hall will move it ahead, 2-on-1 for the Canes. Hall looking, waits, pass it to Miller off his skate, and it did not go tape to tape. Taylor Hall really messed up on that pass right there on a great opportunity. Weird bounce off the back wall. It comes for Taylor Hall, and he just could not reach for it. And Howden gets taken down by Hall, no penalty. Wow. 2 good chances there for the Canes to try to respond, and they just could not. Svechnikov tried to carry it back in. Kolasar steals it away. Trying to backhand it ahead was Dowd. Anderson now gets the puck. And now Gostisbehere will move it ahead. And that one will be an icing on the attempted stretch pass. It did not connect. Icing on the Canes with 12:05 remaining here in the first period. I mean, what a setup here on the first goal.
That was a beauty. I don't think you can get a better goal than that on your power play.
Wow. It was in and out so quickly, and then look at this chance by Taylor Hall. He probably should have just shot that, honestly.
Hey, simply as that.
It's overcomplicating it.
Like, they're putting on their pressure. They're really getting on Carolina's case.
Back into Stone into the zone. Dropped it off for Marner. His shot saved. Rebound. Stone denied by Bussy on the rebound. What a save on Mark Stone. Coughlin try to move it ahead on the stretch pass. Slavin will move it ahead now for Jarvis. Got into the middle for Aho. Jarvis looking. Tried to flip a pass to Aho. It bounced wide. Svechnikov tried to throw it towards the net. Could not. Aho struggled in this series. He needs one here, obviously, in this Game 5 if he really wants to get it going offensively. Jarvis and Svechnikov had goals in this series. Aho off a turnover holds it in. Gave it away, though, to Lazan. It's cleared down the length of the ice. Not enough for icing. Slavin will get to the loose puck now. Carolina again struggling, even though they limit their opponents to not many shots on goal in the first period. With Vegas, they've allowed the goal pretty much all the time in the first period on just few shots. Back in on side, Dorofeev denied on the chance off the glove of Bussy. Right now, Vegas is putting on the attack right now after that opening goal. Hertl in the corner looking. Hertl will play it back one time by Anderson wide of the net. Off the back glass, no one knows where it is. Now it's Hannafin looking. Hannafin shot! It goes deflected into the corner. Anderson in the corner looking to the center out in front of the net. Anderson looking once again. Plays that back to the line. Hertl looking. Fires a shot deflected off the back wall. It comes free for Chatfield. It bounced off the stanchion. Chatfield in the corner got it back to Slavin. Now across the ice back for Chatfield. Off the boards here for Ehlers. Ehlers to the middle of the ice. Flips a pass ahead now. Blake looking on the outside center for Ehlers. Ehlers turnaround shot wide of the net. Goes back for Miller. Into the corner now for Blake. Blake in behind the net. Tied up there with Anderson. Stanko in now. Forechecking there is stolen away by Carlson. Potentially a 3-on-2 if they can hurry. Pass could not connect for Barbashev. Bouncing puck at the blue line. It's held in down low. Barbashev shot! Denied by Bussy. Rebound! Howden trying to knock it down. Right now, it's all Vegas right now, Aaron.
It is all Vegas. They've got all the pressure. 6 straight shots. And Carolina has had nothing to respond with. It is all Vegas in these past 4 minutes.
Miller plays that back, and it's flipped ahead now. Bouncing puck into the zone. Lazan gets it now to Coughlin. 6 assists in this series for Braden McNabb. After he took that puck to the face, he still played as he returned in Game 3, and he's been great ever since. He even had the longest time on ice, I believe, a record high in his career in Game 3 when that game went to double overtime. Now it is Nikishin with the puck now. Now Carolina looking to tie this game up and respond. Into the middle now. Carrier's offside for the Canes. 9:12 to go. Pavel Dorofeev, who had not scored in this series, and his nickname is Pavel Skorofeev, finally scores for the Vegas Golden Knights. One of the key players that they needed to get going scores on the power play, and Vegas has a 1-0 leader in Game 5. Don't go anywhere. Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final, 1-0. The Golden Knights leading it here in Raleigh. Nothing Vegas here in Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. What has worked out here for the Golden Knights ever since that goal, Varen?
Absolutely. It has been all Vegas, and it is not even particularly close.
Carolina has to find a way to respond and tie this game somehow. They've really have had good first periods in this series, but just cannot get anything going in this first period. This has been a 180. 0 shots in the last 6 minutes for the Carolina Hurricanes, by the way. And that power play goal took a lot out of their cells, basically, because they were doing well. And until that power play goal, they have played poor ever since. Face-off in the Carolina end here. Eichel and Jankowski in the face-off dot. Won by Jankowski, stolen away by Stone into the corner now for Eichel. Eichel in behind the net, pressured by Jankowski. Eichel spins away from pressure. Eichel still battling in the corner, gets the puck free. Eichel looking to center one. It comes free for Stone, a backhander wide of the net. Walker off the boards. Ahead now, Carrier trying to slash it out, and he will. Theodore moved it ahead. This one will be played here by Keandre Miller of the Hurricanes. Robinson deflects it back into the corner. McNabb trying to get there first off the skate of Stahl. Theodore trying to clear it. Moved it ahead now for Stone. Stone trying to go across the ice. No one was there in gold as Chatfield will fire it back in wide of Vegas' net. Theodore played it to McNabb off the boards, trying to clear it out. Barbashev bounced free here. Here's Ehlers, long shot, deflected, scores! Stahl ties it! He has 5 goals straight! He actually has 6 goals, but man, he has a 5-game goal streak right now, and he is doing well.
That's a beautiful deflection. A little tip in, put it right past Hart on his strong side, the glove side, and levels this game in a huge way.
Excuse me, I meant 6 goals, not 5 goals. 5-game goal streak was what I meant. But 1-1 now. A huge response there, and Jarvis just throwing it towards the net. 6th goal of the series for Jordan Staal, most in single series in franchise history. And this game is tied 1-1, and this place explodes once again. And moved ahead now by the Hurricanes off the back of one of the players. It's held in the zone, though. Svechnikov up high. Svechnikov shot! Blocked on the way through. Hurdle trying to clear it. Now he will. I mean, the pace of this series never stops.
Not a chance. There's always something going on in this series.
Theodore now will move it ahead for Sissons. Sissons will backhand it ahead. Dumped in, and that's going to be an icing here on Vegas with 7:28 to go. 1-1 now, a brand new hockey game. Jordan Staal on a 5-game goal streak. Wow. What a deflection by Staal. He is having a playoff year. And
This is amazing.
Look at all the fans outside of Lenovo Center. They are just loving it. Off the draw, Theodore played to McNabb. Off the boards out to center. Nikishin will backhand it back in deep. And it's McNabb trying to stretch it ahead. Deflected. Kolasar off his body. Carrier battling forward at center. Comes free for Jankowski. Dropped it off for Robinson. Robinson looking. Backhanded towards the net. Went wide. Carrier now battling for it. Try to throw it towards the front. Robinson will get it now. Played it off the boards to the point. It's held in by Nikishin. Long shot. Robinson denied there off the blocker. Rebound comes to Gostisbehere's shot. Blocking the way through. It's loose puck in front of the net. Cleared out by the Golden Knights. And now it's all Carolina with the momentum. Theodore.
Yeah, no, Carolina. My bad.
No, you're good. Keandre Miller will play it ahead now for Stankoven. Moved it ahead. Back in is Taylor Hall. Shot! Blocked away there by Carter Hart. Walker will fire it back in. And now the Canes look alive once again. Hannafin crossed the ice for Eichel. Eichel carries it back in, driving in. Eichel looking. The center set. It stopped. It was blocked on the way through. Hannafin one-timer blocked. And now Stankoven will get it out to center ice. Bouncing puck. Taylor Hall trying to get there. Hannafin will get to the loose puck. Hannafin played it to Stone. Stone crossed the ice for Anderson. Fired back in from the blue line. Around the boards it goes. Turned over along the wall. Carlson dropped it off into the middle. Backhanded by Dorofeev, denied. Dorofeev trying to go for a rebound opportunity, and he could not. Can't clear it out of the zone. Coughlin around the boards. Miller dumped into the corner. Dorofeev. And now they are trying to clear the puck. Lazon shot wide of the net. Around the boards it goes to the point. Coughlin tried to clear it. It's held in. Dorofeev. Coughlin shot. Save. Rebound was loose in front. Knocked away there by Bussey. Held in the line, though, by Lazon. Fired in deep into the corner. Carlson. Howden's in front of the net. Goes into the corner now instead, and Jarvis will get the puck now for the Carolina Hurricanes. They just even the game at 1. Stahl's 6 of the series, a 5-game goal streak. Covered up there by Carter Hart with 5:18 to go. 1-1 here in Raleigh. Jordan Staal, the captain of the Carolina Hurricanes, trying to win his second ever Stanley Cup, has just tied this game up at 1. 1-1 here in Raleigh. Don't go anywhere. Game 5 of the final. back, everybody. Join alongside Aaron. I'm Max, and how have the Canes responded after that tying goal? Aaron.
Yeah. What's up?
How have they responded after that tying goal, Carolina?
I mean, Carolina, their tying goal, that was huge. And then they started shifting. You could notice the shift. They got another shot off. They've held Vegas pretty much to their own zone. It has been a very nice shift for Carolina and something Vegas really has to watch out to.
Mm-hmm. Cole Smith deflected ahead, and going for the puck now is Gostisbehere off the back wall. It comes free for Jankowski. Out to center ice it goes, deflected off the stick of Carrier. Bouncing puck comes back out to center ice as Nick Dowd had it for a moment. Dumped back in once again by Carrier. Lazon to the loose puck in behind the net. The shots are 7-4 in favor of the Golden Knights right now, and it's going to be an icing on Vegas. 4:52 remaining here in the opening period. We are tied at 1 here in Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. Reminder, Game 6 of the final will be in Vegas. And either Carolina or Vegas will have a 3-2 series lead and have the chance to win the Stanley Cup, as the Stanley Cup will be in the building at T-Mobile Arena regardless of whoever has the series lead. And then if it doesn't get won there, we will be back here Game 7 on Wednesday. Here in Raleigh. Aho and Dowd in the face-off dot in the Vegas end. You know, every play has got to be so important for both of these teams. Svechnikov tying up along the wall. Dowd comes free off the wall. Coughlin trying to clear it. Bouncing puck still. Coughlin struggles to handle the puck, and Nick Dowd will clear it. Now it's a race for it. Kolasar trying to get there to beat the icing, and he will. Kolasar tied up in the corner by Chatfield. Comes free for Slavin off the back wall. It comes for Aho, and it's cleared out. Hurdle flips it back into the Carolina end. Picked up here by Slavin. And now moved ahead by Svechnikov. Svechnikov installs it in deep. Going around the boards, it comes from Marnook. In behind the net, Hannafin intercepted. Hurdle played it back to the line. Chatfield holds it in. Deflected into the corner once again. Aho feeds that back for Chatfield. Winds and fires. It got blocked on the way through by Marnook, his own man. Barbashev off the glass, trying to move it ahead. Slavin tied up with Hurdle. Dumped it back into the Carolina end. Chatfield to the loose puck with less than 4 minutes to go in the opening period. Slavin has the puck now. Slavin looking to carry it ahead. Cross the ice. Chatfield off the wall. Stahl will force it back in. Theodore now to the loose puck. McNabb trying to clear it ahead. Eichel moved it now for Marner. Potentially a 3-on-2 if they can hurry. Marner back for Eichel. Eichel tried to get it back to Marner, and he could not. Stick in the lane there. Stahl across the ice intended for Ehlers off the stick of Theodore to prevent that. Jarvis crossed the ice now for Miller. Miller fires it back in from center. Round the boards it rides. Theodore trying to clear it, and he will out to the blue line, and it's forced back in by Walker. Now it's Theodore. Across the ice now for McNabb. Off the side wall. It's cleared out to center ice. And it's flipped back in by Jackson Blake into the corner. Theodore now. Pressured along the wall. Hall battling for it still. It comes free for Dorofeev. Howden into the middle now for William Karlsson. Karlsson back in. Shot! Save made by Bussey. And Hall will get it out to center ice. Blake off the skates of Stankoven. Moved ahead by William Karlsson. Howden back into the zone. Dropped it off for Karlsson. Karlsson winds one. Deflected wide. Anderson to the corner as he gets to the loose puck. Anderson trying to send it for Dorofeev. Back for Anderson. Anderson in the corner will try to play it back to the point. Intercepted by Jackson Blake. Here comes Taylor Hall now with the puck. Fires it from the blue line. Glove down by Hart. Plays the puck. And he'll leave it there for Noah Hannafin. 2:20 remaining in the first period. 1-1 here in Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. The series tied at 2. Bussey off the side glass. Can't clear it out. Dowd shot. Blocked on the way through. And cleared out using the glass out to center ice. Race to the puck. Eric Robinson could not get to the loose puck. Lazon tried to move it ahead. Chatfield off the boards. Carrier. Chatfield back here for Nikishin. Nikishin on his own blue line will fire it back in from center. Round the boards it rides here for Svechnikov. Robinson battling in the corner. Dowd. Coughlin off the boards. Can't clear it. Robinson tried to center. Could not. Mark Stone clears it out to center ice and is absorbing a hit there. Miller flips it back in from center. To the corner, Theodore. Theodore using the backhand to try to move it ahead. He gets it back as it was blocked away. Coughlin, Svechnikov battling and tying up with his stick. And they still can't clear it. Now it is out. Eichel has the puck, trying to move it ahead for Stone. Walker intercepts with 1:20 remaining here in the opening period. Svechnikov carries it back in. McNabb fell down, but Marner helped out his buddy and got the stick in the lane. Here they come. Mark Stone cross the ice for Eichel in the middle. Eichel shot wide of the net. Off the back wall it goes for Walker. Now it's held in. No. Noah Hannafin could not hold the line with 1:02 remaining here in the opening period. Look at that. Stanley Cup Final history. And goals in 5 straight games. Jordan Staal, and it hasn't happened since 1973. And he's on the same list with Maurice Richard, the Rocket. Wow, that's insane. Back in 1951, Maurice Richard of the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah, now imagine if he scores in the next game.
Imagine.
A 6-game Stanley Cup scoring streak. I don't know if that's ever happened. Maybe Maurice Richard. But I don't think any other player's ever done that.
In the corner, Stahl leaves it there for Chatfield off the wall. Drives to clear it ahead. Anderson, bouncing puck, settled it down and got it to Marner. Cleared it out to center. Carlson, Marner got hit from behind there as he moved the puck ahead. Bussy, Chatfield tying up. Slavin will get to the loose puck, fires it around the wall, bounces into the middle. Poke checked away, and Ehlers and Marner. And there's a whistle here. With 33.4 to go, I think maybe it was a hand pass. Our intermission report coming up next here on the NHL and MHS. We'll go over the 2 goals, and we'll talk about the news in Edmonton, Aaron, with Mike Babcock and Toronto trying to hire Joe Pavelski, the head coaching job, and then maybe talking about the World Cup. Forced back in as Jankowski. Walker around the boards. Jankowski tied up there with Smith. Dowd gets it free from the corner. Played it back to the line. Long shot by McNabb was wide of the net. And it's Carrier tied up along the half wall. They battle. Cleared out to center with 12 seconds to go. Will this be an icing? Yes, it will be. No, it's slowed down. No, it is. It's slowed down, but it was enough still with 9.4 to go. And it sets up a face-off for Vegas in the Carolina end. A lot of hits here early on in Game 5. It's been a physical game. 9.4 left on the clock here in the first period. And then our intermission report coming up next year with Aaron and me. Eichel, the top line out there for the Golden Knights. And the 4th line out there for the Carolina Hurricanes. Jankowski and Eichel in the face-off dot. Jankowski won the draw. Miller off the glass. It's cleared out. That's a delay of game penalty, I believe. With 5.8 again, they take another delay of game penalty here in the first period. Wow, that's the second one in the game already.
That's sloppy. If it's their second one of the game, I don't know what you are doing flinging it over the wall on your own end. Maybe not intentional, but that is still a sloppy penalty. He tried clearing it, and that's just not what you want to see.
With 5.8 to go. Brutal. So still, some chance here for Vegas to score at the buzzer. Off the face-off, the tie-up in the dot. One free by Eichel. It's cleared out off the body of Marnock, and that will do it as a long shot was gloved by Carter Hart. Power play still has a lot of time remaining when we go into the second period. 1-1 here in Raleigh, North Carolina. This series is going to be tight till the very end, and this game will be tight, I believe, till the very end as well. And we'll talk about it all on our intermission report coming up next. 1-1 here in Raleigh. We'll be back in just a moment with our intermission report coming up next here on the NHL on MHS. Don't go anywhere. welcome you back here to the Intermission Report. Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final is tied at 1. Vegas striked first with a power play goal by Pavel Dorofeev, and then Jordan Staal, the deflection in front, the tip-in. He has a 5-game goal streak in this Stanley Cup Final series. He's had 6 goals in this series so far. Joined alongside Aaron, I'm Max, and you know how we haven't done it in a long time, Aaron?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Aaron's Corner, and it's Stanley Cup Final edition.
Oh boy. All right. So in the baseball world, we'll kick it off swinging some bats. The Detroit Tigers, ever since they lost Tarek Skubal, have been on a downward spiral that is unbeknownst to them since a long time ago. Since that, they have collapsed to 29-40. They just beat the Twins 11-0 today, but it has not been an outstanding showing on Detroit's behalf. The Cubs fell the same fate. Nobody substantial is injured on their end. They are just not playing the ball they had last year. They are 35-34, lost the series to the Rockies, did not get swept. They won 9-3 today. But it is still a disappointing sight to have to see it for a Chicago fan. The Diamondbacks shut out by Miami 2-0, and Miami's trying to get back to 500. Arizona does fall to 500. And that is about it for the baseball world. The NBA Finals, as we've all heard, an unbelievable series, really. It is something so special to go on. A 29-point comeback by the New York Knicks in game number 4 to give them a 3-1 series lead. That is the largest comeback in NBA playoff history.
I mean,
And game 5 will be in San Antonio Saturday night at 8:30. And the World Cup has kicked off. Mexico beat South Africa 2-0, and a plethora of red cards fell on that game in Mexico City. It was a wild game, with Mexico striking first just 9 minutes into the game. Quinones giving Mexico the lead, and it was no looking back from that point on. Jimenez had his home run. He had his goal, a little header in the 67th minute.
Hold on. That might be worse than the 55-yard line. Oh my goodness.
No. I'm watching something else.
That might be.
I'm watching highlights, and I saw a home run. And I say home run. I'm too fixed on things.
That might
that
be
was
worse.
bad though. That is worse. I will take that though. I will take that in grace. That's a learning moment.
Wow.
But Jimenez made it 2-0. Mexico in the 67th minute on a little header, a beautiful cross, and in the 84th minute, Zwane of South Africa, red card, and in the 92nd minute, it was Montes for Mexico getting a red card. South Africa finished the game with 9 men on, and Mexico wins their first game of the groups. That is a huge win to have starting off first day. And that's all. That's about it for Aaron's Corner.
I mean, yeah. When you say Aaron's Corner, I'm thinking of Coach's Corner from back in the day with the hockey night in Canada. We're going to have just a random head coach just yap about something, and we're going to be, whoa, you can't say that on TV. And then just, okay.
Whoa, he's going to drop an F-bomb like Pat McAfee.
I think that's happened before once on here.
That has happened. ESPN. Oh, on here?
Yeah, once or twice. Yep. There's been some. I think you
there's
did
been some swearing. We've had some.
I think you did it once.
I did. And I had to correct myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not exactly so sorry to the audience. Grow up.
Ooh. To the
Ooh, dollar. 6 people here.
16. Don't disrespect our
Whoa!
audience. Don't disrespect our audience.
I'm sorry to the 9 people that just joined.
Now you went to 14. Now you disrespected them. How dare you?
Oh no, don't leave, guys. We got a nice second period coming up.
Speaking of the game, let's go over the 2 goals that were scored in that second period. 1-1, obviously, still a power play, a minute and 54 on it. It was a dumb penalty by the Carolina Hurricanes. They were taking some stupid penalties. Just straight out stupid penalties. We'll get into that in a little bit. Dorofeyev scored on the power play. Sean McDonough, with one of the best commentator jinxes I've probably seen in recent history, was saying they had the best penalty kill. And then 5 seconds later, Jack Eichel setting up Dorofeyev, a nice pass. Eichel has been quiet in this series, and Dorofeyev as well. They need to get going, and they set up with that goal on a power play. Nice setup, 1-0 Vegas. Then a tip-in by Jordan Stahl, who is having a playoff year, and I just butchered the call on this goal. Still can't get over it. Jarvis feeding it for Ehlers from the half wall, and Stahl with just a beautiful tip-in in front of the net. Ties this game up at 1. Shots are 7-5 in favor of the Vegas Golden Knights, though. And they're 1-for-1 on the power play, trying to make it 2-for-2. Trying to take the 2-1 lead here. And we get back in the second period. The hits are 14-13. Giveaways are 8-5. Block shots are 5-3. The takeaways are 1. And here's our series recap. Game 1 was a 5-4 victory. A 4-3 victory in Game 2 for Carolina in overtime. And then double overtime, 5-4 Vegas. And then Game 4, obviously 5-3. And now we're 1-1 here in this game. We have had, I believe, 35 goals total in this series already. And it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. Unless we're just going to be scoreless for the next 2 periods, which I have not seen in a little bit. I don't think we're going to see that, obviously, though. Watch it happen.
Well, I'm hoping it doesn't stop. I think Carolina's going to turn their tides on the second period goals. Vegas leads at 9-1. I think it's going to be 9-3 or 10-3. I know Vegas is probably going to score, but Carolina's got to do something about that.
Mm-hmm. And for the ones that are watching our stream, share the stream around, everybody. We're trying to make it high-viewed stream, obviously. I don't know why we've been down in the Stanley Cup Final, but our competition's creeping up on us here, Aaron.
Yeah.
Jeez.
They are creeping up on us.
But they don't got any Aaron's corner, I'll tell you that. That's what the competition doesn't have.
That is exactly right. They don't have Aaron's corner. They don't have home runs happening in soccer games.
Oh, my God.
And they don't have 55-yard lines.
Yep. And they also don't have commentators butchering the goal calls, which is me. No, that's me.
Yeah, we're unique here at MHS.
We are very unique here in our coverage. Jeez. Well, you've probably got more entertainment in this intermission report than we've probably done intermission reports the whole year. The whole year we have not had a fun intermission report, and we finally had one finally good intermission report.
Yeah, because I flubbed.
You flubbed. Yeah, we set a tone when we had a home run with the Metsco game. Anyways.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's still one left. There's Czechia versus the Korean Republic.
Who's watching that?
Or if you're an actual person, South Korea.
Who's watching that?
It's at 10 p.m.
Who's watching that?
I will be proudly watching that.
Okay.
On mute on my other monitor.
Okay, when this game goes 3 overtimes, that game will probably be over.
Not wrong.
Oh, man.
This game 7 overtimes. This will be an amazing game. This will be more than Syracuse versus UConn, that one college basketball game that went to 6.
Or that A&M game. Texas A&M.
I was thinking more.
7.
I was thinking more of Illinois, Penn State, 9 overtimes.
Well, the record in Stanley Cup Final history is, I believe, 3 overtimes. That was back in 1990 with the Oilers, and then at the Boston Garden, the Bruins facing off. And then the other one was actually in 1999 with Dallas and Buffalo, and then I believe it was 2002 with the Carolina Hurricanes and the Detroit Red Wings in Game 3 that ended in triple overtime as well. So those are the top 3 longest games ever in Stanley Cup. I think we were the 19th longest game, the Stanley Cup Final, double overtime in this one.
Possibly.
So, I checked that actually after the game, so I think it was 19th. Around that point, it was more than 15, but we were in the top 20 of longest games in Stanley Cup Final history. Can we beat the record? We'll see if we do it tonight, if it happens. I'm hoping we see another overtime in this series because the overtimes are pretty entertaining in this series so far. And it seems like we're just going to have overtimes. We have overtimes in every single Stanley Cup Final, except for that one year with Vegas and what was it? No, it was the Edmonton-Florida series back in 2024. Didn't have any overtimes. That was a lame series when Edmonton literally, like, I know it's kind of off topic, but I mean, remember that Game 4 where they won like 8-1? Edmonton to stay alive or something like that. 8-1, I think. I remember we were doing that game, and I'm like, my co-commentator at the time, season, he was like, "This has got to be the most embarrassing game I've seen from the Florida Panthers," and he was right. That was a very embarrassing game by them, and they almost choked that series. A 3-0 lead in the series, and they almost choked. But
never happened though.
It didn't because I was about to say Vegas. Florida won the Stanley Cup in 7 at Sam Reinhart, the hero in that one, and we did that game here 2 years ago. I don't know when that date was, but that was a little bit ago. And then Game 6, obviously last year in Florida again. Aren't we so glad there's no Florida in Edmonton series? I'm so glad that that didn't happen again.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a Panthers fan, but you've loved this series.
It has been a nice series.
I think the Panthers will be back though.
I hope so. They just got riddled by injuries. It's rough.
I think if Barkov doesn't get injured there, I think they would have probably made the playoffs. I don't know how far they would have went. Regardless, we start the second period and a power play here for the Golden Knights trying to take the 2-1 lead. Marner has the puck in behind the net as we are underway here in the second period of Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. The series tied at 2. Carolina winning the last game, and someone's trying to take a 3-2 series lead at the end of the night. Stone, Hurdle, and potentially the morning of the next day if this goes a long time. Hopefully it does.
Yeah.
Marner now has the puck. There's nothing going on this Vegas power play so far. Mitch Marner through the middle of the ice carries it back in. Marner looking from the blue line, Hurdle along the boards, slides a pass across now to Stone in the circle. Stone feeds that back for Marner at the blue line. Marner's long shot deflected wide of the net. And it's cleared out by the Hurricanes. A minute remaining on their power play here for Vegas. It's turned over almost. Stone will take it back in. Dorofeev fell down by himself at center ice. Marner was trying to receive that pass. He did. He holds it into the line. Marner got the pass to Stone across for Eichel. Eichel looks, fires a shot, save made. And Jarvis will pick up the puck now, and he'll clear it out. Sebastian Aho tried to at least. Marner holds it in. Hurdle down low for Eichel, and he's denied off the blocker of Bussy. Dorofeev looking along the half wall, guided in deep. Hurdle in behind now for Eichel in the corner. Eichel looking from the half wall, cross for Dorofeev in the circle, bounce on his stick. Dorofeev feeds it back into the corner for Hurdle. Hurdle looking, got it low into the corner now for Stone. Stone now for Eichel. 15 to go on the power play. Marner down low for Stone. Stone, Nikishin was in the way. Hurdle tried to feed that in front. It bounced towards Bussy. The puck is still loose. Stone back for Eichel. Eichel feeds that back. Marner, touch pass across. Dorofeev fires that one-timer wide. Eichel, power plays over. Eichel's long shot blocked on the way through as Bussy was falling down. Dorofeev, they get to the kill. Hurdle in the corner, looking at center. Hurdle on the back end, throws it across for Stone, and he couldn't settle the pass down. Jarvis trying to clear it, and he will. Sebastian Aho clears it out. What a kill there by the Carolina Hurricanes. Hannafin tried to move it ahead, and now Aho tried to move it up, and it was knocked down off a stick. Barbashev forced it back in. And it's Carter Hart playing the back for Hannafin. Hannafin clears it out to center ice. Touch pass here, Carlson. Moves it ahead, lost it. Howden turned over. Blake will move it ahead now for Stankoven. 2-on-2 crossing the line. Dropped it up for Taylor Hall. Shot! And it's a save there by Carter Hart. Off his glove it out. Played back Chatfield. Around the boards it goes for Stankoven. Stankoven in the corner looking to center for Hall. In the circle and he lost in the dot. Barbashev flips it out to center. Glove down by Chatfield. A hand pass there with 17:08 remaining. What a kill there by the Carolina Hurricanes, Aaron.
I mean, that is a huge kill. It really is, because it just kills everything that they had.
9-6 the shots favoring Vegas. The only 2 shots of the period have belonged to Vegas. 2-0 the advantage. One over the face-off by Jankowski, fired back in by Keandre Miller. Hit the stanchion, that weird part of the glass, so we'll get a whistle, as it was technically out of play. I hope we see a Game 7 back here.
Yeah.
If necessary, obviously, for right now. But we have guaranteed this game and Sunday's game. Game 6. And the cup will be in the building, Aaron.
It will be in the building regardless of who wins.
Moved ahead now by Cole Smith along the boards. Smith looking to center. Pressured by Gossesbear and Robinson in the corner. It comes free to the opposite side now for Miller. Trying to backhand it out. Blocked away there by Dowd. Feeds it in front for Dowd. It was blocked away. Dowd will feed that back to the line. Long shot was blocked on the way through. Jankowski and Buzzy actually threw a shove there on Coughlin, who was in front of his net. It's getting pretty heated here. Stahl now along the half wall. Stahl trying to feed it out in front for Ehlers, and the pass could not connect. Bussey leaves it there for Chatfield. This has been a Vegas-style period already. They've dominated the second period in the series. 9-1, they've outscored the Carolina Hurricanes. Can Carolina reverse that trend here, though? Ehlers looking. Ehlers into the middle. Ehlers a shot! Wide the net off the back glass. Bounces back here for Marner. And he'll use the half glass to clear it out. Chatfield. Eichel into the corner. Tied it with Chatfield. Tied up in behind the net. Centering pass by Stone. Comes up high for McNabb. Across one timer by Theodore. Blocked on the way through by Slavin. And it's cleared out to center. Marner on the backhand. Forced it back in deep. Chatfield now. We'll get to the loose puck in the corner. And he got it over to Slavin. And he'll flip it out to center ice. Knocked down by Ehlers. Ehlers tied it with McNabb. And Chatfield will flip it back in. This one will be an icing, though, on Carolina. I mean, this has been great. It's probably been the lowest scoring game already of the series. And that could change in the flash, though. We've had low-scoring games going into the third period of this series, and they just absolutely explode in one of these periods.
Yeah. I'm really hoping that something happens that involves a Carolina goal. I want to hear that crowd rip.
Off the draw, Carlson tied up in the dot. Dorofeev, Marnook now trying to clear it. It's out to center. Howden. And now Dorofeev digging for the puck, and Slavin will try to move it ahead now for Stahl. Fired back in by Marnook. Played by Carter Hart. Around the boards here for Anderson. Rasmus Anderson trying to move it ahead. Deflected back in by Dorofeev. No icing, they say. Walker. Fans wanted a penalty on something. I'm not sure what they saw, but I didn't see what happened there. No icing again. Play by Carter Hart. Around the glass it goes. And it's held in by Walker for a moment. Cleared out the center. Marnook will fire it back in from the blue line. Carter Hart tried to slow it down. Could not. Svechnikov along the half wall and stalls it deep into the corner. Aho tried to go back for Svechnikov. Blocked away. Aho in behind the net now. Marnook let it go as he was tied up from behind by Anderson. Miller around the boards. Aho couldn't settle the puck down. And here's Barbashev now trying to feed a pass for Carlson. That would have been on a break. If he touches it up, it's going to be an offside. It's an intentional one. You'd think it would go back into the Vegas end. And some pushing and shoving after the whistle. And I think it's going to go back to the Vegas end because that was an intentional offside. Because he knew that was.
I believe that
Go ahead.
is what they will do. I don't know why you would intentionally go offside. I'm sure there was a great reason for it.
Maybe he just didn't want to give it the puck. There's a conversation there.
I just do not see it.
Conversation at center ice between the players and the officials. The officials working the game, Wes McCauley and Chris Rooney, the referees, Devin Berg and Matt McPherson, the linespersons. And I believe the faceoff will be in the Vegas end, or actually outside the Vegas end, I think, at their blue line. And they're still arguing about it. Now they just got to deal with it and get the faceoff
Vegas
win.
end.
Yep. Sissons and Stankoven in the faceoff dot. In front of the Carolina bench, more than 5.5 has passed here in the second period. Played here to McNabb. McNabb trying to fire it back in, deflected in, so no icing. Play by Bussey out of his net. Sissons almost stole it away. Stankoven got it ahead. Blake left it in the middle. Chatfield along the half wall. Carolina has not scored a second period goal in this series since game 1 with Jordan Stahl's goal to tie it at 3 here in Raleigh. Can they get one here again? Because they have really struggled in the second period. So far, they're holding the ground right now. Along the wall, Walker. Shea Theodore, then McNabb gets taken down by Taylor Hall for no reason. No penalty. Comes into the middle, and now it's Hurdle, who will move it ahead. Waiting for an option. Cross the ice here for Sissons. Sissons carries it back in. There's a whistle, and a player down. It's Taylor Hall. And I believe a penalty here on Vegas, if I'm not mistaken. McNabb, I think, is going to get the penalty here. Trying to see what the call is. No, there is no penalty. Never mind. I think Taylor Hall wanted a penalty there.
Yeah, he sure did.
I thought there was a penalty being called, and there wasn't. Let's see. Oh, let's see here. You could argue that's a cross-check. I think both of them got away with penalties there.
It did look like that.
Yeah. So, the referees are just not trying to call much in such an important game here, it seems like here. And we remain scoreless. We'll be back in just a moment. 1-1 here in Carolina. Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. The series is tied at 2. Welcome you back here to Raleigh, North Carolina. Join alongside Aaron and Max. And so far, what have you thought of the second period?
Second period has been quite defensive. More shots have been placed for Carolina. They have tried, at least. But Vegas has pulled away in that shot category. They've taken more of the advantage. And they've been placing more of the pressure on. As you can see, like they're playing the puck, regardless of where it's at.
Mm-hmm. Coughlin around the boards. Lazan can't clear it. Fed into the middle. Gossespierre denied! That was a quick play, sending it up to Gossespierre, and I believe it was blocked on the way through. This one will be played here by Coughlin. A battle for it. Robinson. Lazan trying to clear it. Could not. Carrier tried to center. Off the glass. It's cleared out. Ahead now. Cole Smith tried to move it ahead. Poke checked away by Nikishin. A bouncing puck at center. Robinson forced it back in. Coughlin intercepted. Lazan deflected back in here by Smith. Gossespierre now has the puck. More than 7 minutes have passed here in the second period. We remain 1-1 here so far, and like you've said, it's been a defensive period. Gossespierre tried to move it ahead, deflected back into the zone. Anderson across now for Hannafin. The scoring chances in the game are 11-1 in favor of Vegas. Stahl tying up in the corner, centering pass is blocked away. Goes here for Ehlers as he'll look to move it ahead. Has some trouble with the puck out to center. Stahl tied up, left it there for Ehlers. Ehlers tried to move it ahead, could not. Lost the pass there, and Eichel will move it ahead. Jack Eichel into the zone. Marner battling along the half wall, forced out. Jarvis has the puck now. Jarvis, and he'll ice the puck here for the Canes. 12-18 to go. Like you said, it's been very defensive. And, I mean, we haven't seen much shots here. This is like the type of thing you were talking in the pregame. Like it's going to be more of a defensive game, and then you're finally right for right now, at least.
Yeah.
Because the second half can just explode.
Yeah.
It's going to be like that. It's how it's been in this series. It's been chaotic. That's one word to describe this series: chaotic.
It's been something. It's been beautiful.
McNabb will get to the loose puck in behind his own net in the Vegas end. Brady McNabb will move it into the middle. He's still wearing that cage after they got that puck into the face in Game 3. Or Game 2, pardon me. Off that Nikolai Ehlers shot. And there's Brandon Bussey's family in the building. They were there for Game 4, and they're here for Game 5 here in Raleigh. Made the trip from Vegas to Raleigh here from Games 4 and 5. So, the Bussey family here. The rookie. He's a rookie goaltender, and he has done well this season. He was great in the regular season, and he's doing well in place of Freddie Anderson. Walker from the half wall around the boards. Svechnikov lost the puck. McNabb. Dorofeev around the boards. Marnik will get it free in the corner. Tied up with Theodore. Theodore has the puck on the backhand of the forehand, trying to clear it out of the zone. Pass into the middle. Carlson. Moved to the head now. Dorofeev. Tied up with Miller in the corner. Forced off. Carlson looking to center. Big hit there by Walker. And Miller will get the puck now for the Canes. Miller flips it out to center ice. Ahead now, bouncing puck. Nothing is going here cleanly in passing in anything. Nothing's going cleanly right now, Aaron. The passing's not clean. Nothing.
It looks sloppy.
Yep. Best word to describe it. But it's also pretty good from the coach. It's like, oh, wow, we don't have a high-scoring game like 4-4 in the third period, or in the second period.
Yeah.
They wanted more defense, and finally they're kind of getting it here in Game 5. Stankoven and Hurdle in the face-off dot outside the Vegas zone, and Stankoven wins the draw. Chatfield across the ice here. It's forced back in by Slavin, bouncing puck into the glove of Carter Hart. And William Carlson's getting attended to by the athletic trainer on the bench. I don't know if he's dealing with an injury there. I think they're checking his wrist. I believe they're checking his wrist there. Now he's back on the ice. 4 points a series, 2 goals and 2 assists. He had a goal in the last game. And he's going down. He's out of the game.
Oh, he's going right to the tunnel.
I don't know what happened. It's something with his wrist. Because the medical trainer was looking at his wrist there. So it has to be something with the wrist. See
That is not something you want to see, though.
Yep. And someone said, go Kings in our chat. Go figure.
All right.
11:27 remaining here in the second period. William Carlson missed 68 games in the regular season. He returned in Game 1 of the second round against Anaheim. And he's out again for at least the moment. It's been a complicated season for William Carlson. Lazan trying to clear it ahead now. Cole Smith trying to get through. Got tripped up. No penalty. Nikishin tying up in the corner. Dowd. Kolasar getting on the forecheck. Centering pass for Smith in the skates. Taylor Hall will move it ahead now for Stankoven. Stankoven in the middle. Backhands that one in deep, and it's gloved again by Hart. A penalty. That's a very dumb penalty by Lazan. What is he doing?
Bad.
What is he
Right in front of the
doing?
ref, there's a little scuffle.
Oh my goodness. Oh my, what is he doing?
The Carolina player being dragged out. That's Blake. Holy moly, what in the world is going on?
It's a very bad penalty. Oh my goodness. Stankoven absolutely gets, for no reason by the way, absolutely turned around and taken down onto the ice. Wow.
That is not something you want to see.
And Blake, and they're still going.
Wow.
In front of the benches,
Yeah, they're still talking to
Stankoven's
each
still
other.
chirping. And so, a power play for the Carolina Hurricanes. That was a very dumb penalty by Jeremy Lazan, though. Wow. You gotta be smarter than that. We've seen some dumb penalties tonight. Very dumb penalties. The
Yeah.
play was already done. Carter Hart already covered it. He didn't need to do that, and he cost his team potentially here. It's a power play now for the Carolina Hurricanes. Look at this crowd on their feet. Been one of the best atmospheres in the Stanley Cup playoffs so far. They're looking to explode once again. 11:04 to go. See if our friend's still there. Outside or inside. Stahl endowed in the face-off dot. A power play here for the Canes. They scored on their power play goal, Jordan Stahl, in the last game. That made it 3-1. Off the draw, won by Stahl. Tie up Theodore will clear it down the length of the ice. Bussy now will leave it there. 4 for 11 in the series, Carolina, including an overtime winner in Game 2. Power play goals in 3 straight games now for the Canes. Ehlers will move it ahead, cross the ice, Svechnikov. Forced it in deep into the corner by Ehlers. Round it goes, Jarvis let it go to the point, held in by Aho. Aho leaves it there, Gostisbehere, touch pass here for Jarvis. Jarvis plays that back to the line. Gostisbehere across one-timer by Aho! Blocking the way through. Ehlers! They scramble for it. Hart got hit down. It's still loose in front of the net. They battle for it still. And it's held in by Aho. Gostisbehere into the corner now for Ehlers. Ehlers plays that back to Gostisbehere. Gostisbehere looking. High slot. Gostisbehere across one-timer by Jarvis. Denied by Hart. What chance is there for Carolina?
That is unbelievable.
What a block by McNabb.
And you get that rebound right in front of the net. You've got to do something about that. Hart's on the ground flopping like a fish, trying to, stabilize himself. And some amazing shots.
Wow.
But nothing falling.
10:16 to go here in the second period, and 1:13 remaining on the power play. Eichel and Stahl in the face-off dot. Stahl is 7 for 8 in the draws. 1 for 6 is Eichel. Off the face-off, won by Stahl. Stankoven from the point, holds it in from the blue line. Across it goes here for Blake. His shot blocked away. Hart is still loose. Hall now gets it. Stankoven centered in pass off the post for Stahl. What a chance. A quick pass by Stankoven towards the front of the net, and it was denied. Nikishin, what a chance there. I don't know how Stahl didn't bury that. Blake will move it ahead now with some speed. Blake into the zone. Forced off in the corner, got taken down. Stankoven feeds that back into the point. Ehlers from the blue line looking. Ehlers looking to set up here on the power play. Pass deflected out to center ice. Nikishin has the puck now with 7 minutes to go on the power play. Nikishin pressured by Marner. Got the pass ahead to Taylor Hall. Flips a pass back here to Stankoven. Up in the air. Ehlers throws a hit on Marner. Back in is Howden, shorthanded. Howden from the outside, forced out by Stankoven. A huge hit there. Nikishin got to Blake. Final seconds on the power play. Hall trying to go back for Blake. The pass is out of his reach. Hall in the corner. Blake got taken down again. No penalty. There is a penalty. Never mind. 9:03 to go. Another penalty on Vegas. Wow. After the power play had just expired, Braden McNabb to the penalty box.
Now he'll be replaced by McNabb.
Wow, that's very dumb there. Another power play for Carolina. Look at this. Cross-checking right there.
Yeah, right into the wall. Holy.
Wow.
McNabb, what in the world are you thinking?
So Carolina, after they did not score on their first opportunity, will get literally another one right away. We'll be back. Power play for the Canes when we return here on the NHL and MHS. 1-1 here in Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. back here in Raleigh, joining alongside Aaron and Max, and another power play here for the Canes, and Vegas taking some dumb penalties here. With 9:03 to go in the second period, McNabb to the penalty box, and then another power play right after the other one had just expired. Cross-checking on Braden McNabb, and so a power play for the Canes. Chance here to take the lead as everybody is standing on their feet here inside the Lenovo Center. Look at this crowd. Unbelievable.
They are ready.
Dowd and Stahl in the face-off dot. 0 for 1 on the night, the Carolina Hurricanes. Gostisbehere holds it in. Got to Jarvis. Touch pass. That couldn't go for Ehlers as he could not get the shot away. Cleared out. As he was trying to get a one-timer towards the net, and he just completely fanned on it. Ehlers has it once again. He'll leave it there for Gostisbehere. Fired back in from center. Around the boards it goes for Aho. Tying up in the corner, Ehlers. Back for Aho once again. Aho back to the point for Jarvis. Leaves the pass back here to Aho. To the corner for Ehlers. Ehlers surveying. Pass that back to Gostisbehere at the blue line. Ehlers looking. Fires a shot that got blocked. Aho passed that back to Gostisbehere along the half wall. Feeds a deep Jarvis into the middle. Aho trying to feed it across for Ehlers, who was not on the same page. Ehlers looking from the half wall. Ehlers in the corner. Down low. Svechnikov touchbacks back to Ehlers. Ehlers looking. Down low. Svechnikov in the corner. Plays that back to Gostisbehere. Svechnikov looking. High slot. Shot. Scores! Andrei Svechnikov makes it 2-1 on a power play goal.
That is a beautiful shot. I think it was right on the opposite side. And the puck movement there was solid. That was a beautiful goal. And yeah, that was right between the legs. Oh, that's a beauty. Nutmeg to a far post goal. You can't ask for anything better. And it's right between Hart's legs too.
And with 8:02 to go in the second period, Carolina's first second period goal since game 1. Second of the series for Andrei Svechnikov, his 5th of the playoffs. Both on the power play in this series, though. And he's made it 2-1, a huge goal. Carrier in the corner, tying up with Stahl. Stahl trying to get that puck free. Anderson now leaves it Eichel. Eichel trying to move it ahead now for Hannafin. Across the ice. Stream's glitching here. Hold on. Okay. We're back in play. I don't know why that was doing that, but whatever. Back in at the blue line, Marnook. Try to move it ahead on the backhand, does. Hannafin now gets the loose puck from Carter Hart. Hannafin looking, try to stretch it ahead in the middle, deflected on Bussey. Bussey try to play that. Stanko in ahead, deflected ahead now. McNabb into the corner, Theodore. Theodore off the boards, ahead now, it comes for Sissons. Bounce out the center, Blake. Blake will move it back in. Jackson Blake looking. High slot. Jackson Blake shot. Blocking the way through off the skate of Stankoven. Theodore now has the loose puck. Try to move it ahead. Deflected back into the zone. Play by Bussey. Bussey waiting. Plays it around the glass. And Taylor Hall trying to move it ahead. Can't clear it. Howden holds it in. Sissons up high. Sissons in the high slot. Blocked away on the shot attempt towards the net. Stankoven will move it ahead. Lazon intercepted that. Jeremy Lazon plays it back to Coughlin. 2-1, Hurricanes leading as he announced the goal here inside Lenovo Center with 6.5 to go in the second period. Lazon fires it back in from the blue line. Svechnikov gets it in the corner. Around the boards it goes. Out to center ice it goes here. Back in onside is Aho going into the corner. Hannafin tying up with Aho. Marnock in the corner now. Round the boards for Aho. Aho in the corner. Try to put it back to the point. It's held in for a moment by Nikishin. Out to center ice it goes for Cole Smith. Trying to move it ahead. Cole Smith tied up with Gostisbehere in the corner. Dowd tying up. Nikishin threw a hit in the corner. Dowd tied up along the wall. Feeds it to Kolasar. Kolasar tied up with Aho from behind. It's clear to the blue line, not out, and now it's poked out. Hannafin retreating here for the Golden Knights with less than 6 minutes to go in the second period. Hannafin fires it back in from center. To the opposite side it goes for Eichel. Dropped it off for Anderson. Fakes this one-timer. Anderson. And it's Robinson. Around the boards it goes to the point. Held into the zone. In the middle for Marner. Marner, nice move. And it's poke checked away by Gostisbehere. What a play. Aho plays it to Nikishin. What a play by Gostisbehere. Wow. To the blue line. It was kicked at Stahl. Stone. Stahl tried to re-enter. Back in is Miller. Miller back in on side. Dropped it out. Stahl's shot was blocked. Stahl gets it again. Tried to drop it around and could not. Marner cleared out. Walker. 5 minutes to go in the second period. Moved ahead. The crowd saluting the Carolina Hurricanes. Waving those towels. Cleared out to center. Moved ahead now by Eichel with some speed. Eichel on the outside. Eichel driving in. Forced off into the corner. Tried to center, was blocked away. Ehlers and Eichel was tied up with one of the Carolina Hurricanes in the corner. Ehlers carries it back in on side. Along the half wall, lost it. Sissons tried to move ahead. Here's a breakaway for Howden. Moving in. Howden shot. Denied. What a poke check by Bussey. Jarvis can't clear it out. Ehlers did. Theodore fired it back in. Vegas has had some chances here, Aaron, to tie this game up.
I think that Bussey's poke check, that was a beautiful play. Get that puck out of here. And for a goalie to do that on a breakaway, that is a really gutsy call, because all it takes, switch of hands, this game's tied.
Stan Cohen trying to feed that. He gets hit hard, and he goes into the ice surface there. Down on the outside, driving in, down in, denied at the side of the cage by Bussey. It's still fought for at the side of the net. Anderson poking at it. It is covered by Bussey. It's still loose. I thought it was covered. McNabb will play it back to the line and could not hold the pass into the zone. This crowd is electric right now. Hurdle crossed the ice for Anderson, moving it ahead. Rasmus Anderson looking, fires a shot, saved. Barbashev trying to get the rebound. Chaffin was there first. Hurdle battling with Barbashev in the corner, helping him out. Less than 3.5 to go in the second period. 2-1. The Canes leading off to go by Svechnikov. Long shot by Lazan went wide from the blue line. Around the boards it goes. McNabb tried to hold it in, could not. Here's Stankoven and moving ahead now. 1-on-4, now 2-on-4. Shot wide of the net. Logan Stankoven with the opportunity, just going wide of the net on that shot. Shots are even at 12. It goes into the far corner. It comes free for Jarvis, battling with McNabb. Eichel in the corner as well, trying to help out. Comes free here for a moment for Ehlers. Lazan will get to the loose puck in behind his own net. Around the boards, Barbashev trying to clear it, and he will out to center ice. Deflected, Jarvis drops it off for Ehlers. Off the boards ahead. Stahl deflected it back in, so no icing. Haven't had a whistle since the goal. Lazan gives that back to McNabb. Braden McNabb into the middle. Marner with some speed. Marner in. Drops it off into the middle. Now Howden driving behind the net. Howden looking the center one, and Marner denied from a tough angle. Theodore's shot was blocked on the way through, and Walker will move it ahead. Stahl will force it back in. No icing. Marnick into the corner. In behind the net now. Marnick looking the center. Svechnikov can receive the pass. Cross the ice. Scores! Sebastian Aho! 3-1 Canes!
Sebastian Aho, a little kick to himself, and top shelves it. That is a beauty from him to set this game apart. And what did I say? I think that the deficit of second period goals will be set to 9-3. Did I or did I not say that in the intermission report, Max?
You did say that.
My predictions have been on today.
3-1 Carolina with 2:09 to go. That is such a big goal in this series.
That's going to be on Sports Center. You kidding me? That was top shelf.
First in 6 games for Sebastian Aho, his first of this final. 5th goal of the playoffs. He needed a goal, and he's got it. And a huge goal in the grand scheme of things for the Carolina Hurricanes. But no lead is safe in this series, so they have to build on it still. But look at this crowd now. My goodness. Sebastian Aho getting the monkey off his back there, and it makes it a 3-1 game. Dowd battling along the wall, cleared out to center ice. Third time this series scoring 3 consecutive goals, the Carolina Hurricanes. This series has been crazy. Robinson along the near boards, trying to get that free. Balanced Gostisbehere, feeds that back to the line. Jankowski shot! Deflected wide! Hannafin up in the air. Almost at the netting, did not. And Cole Smith clears it out to center ice. Stankoven. It's all Carolina right now in Game 5. Into the corner, Anderson. Around the boards, it comes for Hannafin. Hannafin in the corner. Stankoven throwing a hit there in the corner on Hannafin. Blake fires it back in from center. In the final minute and a half of the second period. 3-1 Canes. A period that they've always struggled in this series. They have scored 2 goals. Hall in the corner. Plays it back to the line. Long shot! Denied by Carter Hart. And cleared out to center. Taylor Hall forced it back in. Bouncing puck towards Carter Hart. He gloves it with exactly a minute to go. It is all Carolina here. 59.2. They ran the clock down a little bit. My goodness. It is all Canes here. We'll be back and we'll talk about it in the final minute of the second period. Huge goals by Svechnikov, and Aho has made this game a 3-1 lead for the Carolina Hurricanes here in Raleigh. We'll be back in just a moment. In this series, there were some critics between Aho, Svechnikov, and Jarvis, and now all of them have had a goal in the most important parts of the game. Jarvis in overtime in Game 2, and now Svechnikov and Aho in this game. How have the Canes looked so far, Aaron, in the second period?
The Canes have looked like a new team. They have looked dominant. They have looked offensive. They've looked defensive. They've been all over the puck trying to shut Vegas down, and they have done just that. It has been a beautiful performance in these 19 minutes that we've seen, but anything can happen in the Stanley Cup Final, so in these next 59.2 seconds, Carolina still has to play their A game.
Mm-hmm. And you got another response by John Tortorella's good squad. It has to be big in the third period if they're going to be down by 2. Because this is the Stanley Cup Final. The Stanley Cup is on the line. You're going to fight till the very last second. Ehlers steals it away in the corner. Try to center. Ehlers brings it towards the one. A backhander. Stahl could not bury it as it was blocked on the way through. What a chance. Stahl was trying to go for another 2-goal game. McNabb played it ahead now. Stone along the wall. Stone holds it at the blue line around the board to go with 35 seconds to go in the period. Our intermission report coming up next. We'll talk about the 2 goals by the Carolina Hurricanes, barring any others. And it's McNabb across the ice here. Marner flips it back in with 20 seconds to go in the period. Bussey plays at the stall. Around the boards, held into the line. No, Anderson, it bounced on his stick. 13 to go in the period. Marner try to move it ahead now for Stone. Stone lost it. Moved back in by Marnock. Dumped back in. 4 seconds to go. What a period by the Carolina Hurricanes. They're up 3-1 after 40 minutes. And look at this crowd. Wow. Our intermission report coming up next here on the NHL and MHS. We'll go over the 2 goals in that middle frame and what we expect for the third period. We'll be back in just a moment. Intermission report coming up next here on the NHL on MHS. Don't go anywhere. Well, Carolina had a great second period. It's been the 180 in this series, as it's a 3-1 lead for the Canes. Svechnikov with the power play goal to make it 2-1, and then Aho with all the momentum going in the Canes' favor as they're up 3-1 here in Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. Joining alongside Aaron, I'm Max. I mean, what a period by the Canes.
Absolutely. They've done a complete, like you said, 180 of every other second period they've had. And like I said, that deficit got cut to 9-3. And my predictions have been on point.
They have been.
And if they want to stay on point, Vegas is going to win this game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've seen a lot of twists and turns in this series, so I wouldn't count Vegas out just yet, obviously, though.
Oh, obviously, no. The game's not completely over. There's still, like we've seen, possibility for comeback.
Mm-hmm. We've seen that multiple times here in this series, and, I mean, I wouldn't count Vegas out just yet. Trying to think of stuff to talk about in this intermission report because we still got around 9 minutes. What does Vegas have to do in the third period here?
I think Vegas really just has to lock down everything. They have to get their defense on the puck more. They have to get their offense some more shots, and they have to get their goalie some time off, because he's been playing a heck of a game. He just cannot keep up with what's going on because his puck's always at that end.
I just found something funny on Instagram. AI predicts the next 50 Stanley Cup champions.
All right, let's read them off.
Vegas this year. So AI thinks Vegas will win this year. We'll see. Anaheim next year.
Oh my goodness.
Dallas in 2028. I could see that actually happening, honestly. Vegas back in 2029. And then Dallas again in 2030. That's
all right. So all of this where no Chicago Blackhawks.
Chicago doesn't win till 2046.
And how about Pittsburgh?
2044. And it literally says Toronto's going to win the cup in 2039, which there's no way.
I don't think that's happening.
That will
how about Florida? When's Florida's next break?
Sorry to break the news, but
never.
Yeah. The Houston
How
Aeros.
about,
the Houston Aeros get one before the Panthers. They're not.
The Panthers have 2, so I don't care.
And the Atlanta Thrashers get 2 in 3 years.
The Atlanta Thrashers come back.
And the Quebec Nordiques win in 2062.
The Nordiques come back. How about Columbus?
Columbus.
You gotta give Columbus.
2042.
Goodness.
Yep, that's one way to describe it. Share this stream around, everybody. We're trying to go up on the viewership. I know it's been, yeah. We got a lot of competition tonight. Been having competition throughout the whole series. Yep.
Yeah, especially on this game of this magnitude.
Magnitude, yes, obviously. Mm-hmm. And most people are probably just watching on the TVs, which we get. But continue to support the channel. And Game 6, let's give you a reminder. Game 6 will be here on the MHS Network live. We'll try to have a pregame show because with so much importance, the Stanley Cup is in the building. And what the heck are they wearing on the intermission report on ESPN? What is this hat they're wearing right now? It looks ridiculous.
I need to see that.
It looks ridiculous. Oh, my goodness. Okay, we got an update on William Karlsson, though. The player that left during the second period, he left with a left arm injury. I knew it was something with his arm or his wrist, something like that. And so, he's out right now. At least he's a left arm injury. So that's a bad loss for the Vegas Golden Knights, and unfortunate for them. And they're down a man there in the Vegas locker room, and He was doing good in this series so far. 2 goals and 2 assists, William Karlsson. So that's a huge loss for them, especially, no team is healthy right now in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Right now. No one's healthy.
Not a chance.
Not a chance.
And one thing I find a little interesting, right, Max? This score has happened before. 3-1 Hurricanes lead. We had an overtime game for this. Actually, no, we didn't. It was, I believe, literally last game.
Yeah, I believe
where it went 4-3 Hurricanes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that Vegas will let that happen again.
Mm-mm.
They won't throw away all their momentum just like that. I think Vegas scores 3 unanswered, takes game 5, heads back to Vegas for game 6 with everything.
What was that?
He's eating a banana. That's what that was. That's awesome.
That did not sound like eating a banana.
Hey, he's getting his fair share of potassium. Let the man have it.
That sounded like you were struggling there.
Who, me?
Yes, that did not sound like you
Oh,
were eating a
no,
banana.
I tapped my mic. I'm sorry.
I don't know what that sound was, but
I rubbed up my hand on my mic accidentally. I was trying to adjust it and missed.
oh my goodness. Well,
All right, I've had my fair share of moments. It's time for Max to give us one.
a fair share of moments. I literally had the camera on.
My home run. My home run in a soccer game. My weird noise is coming from my mic. I think it's time for Max to give us a fun one.
A fun one.
Yeah.
I mean, I made some mistakes in this game, so I think we've already had some fun ones here.
Oh, well, you don't. It's not that obvious, Max.
No, it's not that obvious. I would pay attention, man. That's like.
Oh, yeah. Pay attention.
Pay attention, bro.
So you're talking to the guy has PvP'd 0 hockey games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do an NBA game together. And you're
Professional
gonna say,
photographer talking over here.
yeah, I don't photograph hockey.
He should be
Yeah.
photographing the stream. Ooh, got you there.
Oh yeah. We should be clipping all these people that come to our stream. Boom.
Real. We are just goofing off in Game 5 of a very important Stanley Cup Final, but I mean,
I think all the Stanley Cup Finals are pretty important.
very important. I mean, this is the only time we're gonna goof off in the intermission report because we gotta be serious in the third period.
No, we don't. We could drop a few 6s and 7s and make a 6-7.
Oh my goodness.
Get it? Get it? Get it? We gotta do one of them. Oh yeah, viewership you can drop now.
Let's get a live update of the viewership right now. We're gonna show it on screen. Let's see. Here we go.
Show it on.
Here we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, it's a 10.
I need
Hold
to
on.
see this.
Hold on. We are good so far. I think we're about to be back anyways, so let's get back
Yeah.
to the stream. Let's get back to the game here at hand before Aaron goofs us off another time here.
Oh no, we're down to 9.
What do you mean no? You mean no?
We're down to 9.
Uh-oh.
We're down to 9. Yep. Uh-ohs.
Well, that's your fault. So.
No, that was all fun and games. I bet it could drop from 9 to
9 to what?
no, 9 to 7 and then to 6 or something.
You're gonna be 9 to like 30, and we need that miracle right now. Share the stream around, everybody. Third period's about to start here in an important game. Let's get back to the game here. What do you think Vegas has to do here in the third period?
Vegas has to truly lock in. They have to just get down on everything. They have to get the puck, not turn it over, and give their poor goalie a break.
Mm-hmm.
It has been nonstop shots on him, and he's only doing what he can, according to his skill level. It's just not Vegas's offensive day.
Yep, I would agree with you there. They're not getting much offense. Vegas in the last 2 games have really not gotten any offense, basically. I mean, in the last game, they were very limited in their shots on goal until the third period when they were pushing to tie the game at 4. But they really made that push a little too late here. And, John Tortorella's saying that to them, and they're probably saying, we need to push right now at the start of the period. And it seems like William Karlsson's going to be out of the game. I mean, the left arm injury. And he got word from the medical trainer there during that second period. So, a big third period, and we're underway. 3-1 Carolina, trying to hold on and take a 3-2 series lead. They have not taken a series lead in this series, by the way, the Carolina Hurricanes. So, a bouncing puck on Carter Hart is gloved easily, 13 seconds in. First time with the lead entering the third period for this Carolina Hurricane squad this series. So, very important. They're breaking the trends right now, the Carolina Hurricanes, in how we've seen this series.
Yeah, from what we've seen, it's been great.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina's really looked like themselves in this playoffs, and it's just 180 their last few games.
Face-off in the Vegas end. It's won here by Howden. Henderson will clear it out to the center line and back into the goalie. Bussey played that puck around the boards, not out of the zone just yet. Bounced towards the front door. Fia Shop knocked down in front, and it's gloved down by Bussey. As Sissons was trying to knock it down out of midair. By the way, third period comeback wins are pretty common for the Vegas Golden Knights. They have 4 in this postseason. That's first in the NHL. So we could potentially see a 5th one here. Vegas can get 2 goals in the third period. I mean, we've seen some wild games here in Raleigh. We saw that 5-4 game in Game 1. What is that? What is that? Did you see that?
Absolutely. Oh my goodness, he's a big yellow orb. He got a lemon in this crowd. That's CSX.
19:32 to go in the third. We're gonna clip that for him when he checks the stream.
Imagine it actually is.
Maybe it is. We'll get a word on that. That should be another thing we should keep an eye on. 7-0 when leading after the second period, the Carolina Hurricanes, and so they have not lost a game in doing that. They've been pretty good this season, in the regular season, with holding on to a lead after leading after the second period. So they just got to hold on for one more period, and they'll have a 3-2 series lead going to Vegas. And still a lot of time here, though, before that could potentially happen. And Vegas will not go quietly here in this game.
Not at all. They will throw whatever they have to get in Carolina's way and come back and win this game.
Slavin from the point, long shot, blockered away by Hart. Aho around the boards. McNabb gets the loose puck in behind the net, held in the zone by Chatfield along the half wall. Svechnikov from the corner, try to bank it in, actually. Svechnikov plays it back, Chatfield shot, block it away. Marner clears it ahead now to Eichel. Off the boards, trying to get through. Eichel got a stick up high, no penalty. Jack Eichel in behind the net, pressured there by Slavin. Chatfield. Svechnikov will get in the corner. Anderson installing it deep into the corner now. Still Howden. Eichel in behind the net, got tripped up, no penalty again. Long shot again wide of the net. As that chance from Hannafin from the blue line was denied. Barbashev try to move it ahead. Chatfield. And now it's Keandre Miller with the puck. Across the ice here for Chatfield. Turned it over instead of Barbashev. Dropped it off for Hurdle. Trying to get through. Forced it into the corner. Miller gets there first on the backhand. Barbashev intercepts along the half wall. Down low in front of the net. Stone is denied. It was Howden actually in front of the net. Either way, he's denied by Brandon Bussey in front of the net. What a save, and the yellow orb is cheering on.
Yeah, bus. He's a school bus.
Yellow orb.
That's what he's trying to be. It doesn't quite look like it.
It's the opposite of the Magic School Bus right there. What a chance, though, for Brett Howden in front of the net on Bussey. Long shot again from the point, went wide. Lazon around the boards. Vegas still pressuring here in the early stages of the third period. Race for the puck now. Robinson trying to get there. Robinson in, and Hart came out of the net. It's an empty net there. Shot towards the net. Jankowski blocked. Hart does not have his stick. Miller around the boards for Robinson. Let it go. And Howden will get there and clear it ahead. Wow, Carter Hart went out the challenge and it worked out there, or else it would have been 4-1 potentially. Dangerous play, but it worked out for Carter Hart. Miller got ahead to Blake. Around the boards it goes here. Carter Hart trying to get there in the corner. Taylor Hall taken down in the corner. Battling for the puck still. Played back to the line where it's cleared out. Cole Smith will move it ahead now for the Golden Knights. Trying to get through. Nick Dowd gets to the loose puck. Nick Dowd driving in. Centering pass! Could not go for Theodore. Colasar, Dowd in the corner. Tying up in the corner. Gostisbehere. Blake. Colasar played that back to the line. It's held in by Theodore. Around the boards. Knocked down in front. It's cleared out to center ice. Theodore fires it back in from center. Play by Nikishin in the corner. Flips it out again out to center ice. Bouncing puck knocked down by Hannafin. Noah Hannafin through the middle of the ice. Fires it back in from center. Around the boards it goes here for Nikolai Ehlers. Trying to move it ahead along the half wall. Fired back in from center by Stahl. Marner off a skate. Mark Stone played that back to Anderson. Across now for Hannafin. Deflected back into the zone. To the corner goes Slavin. Slavin on the backhand, trying to move it ahead. Eichel lost to Ehlers, got taken down. A penalty upcoming. It's a hooking call. Eichel to the penalty box. And another power play for the Canes. So,
His team will be shorthanded again.
Eichel to the penalty box and a power play here. This is a huge power play in the grand scheme of things, Aaron. They could really put some insurance here with another goal.
Yeah, no, this could be a huge goal if Carolina can capitalize on it. That's the key here. Carolina's been a little iffy on their power plays. But, you know, commentator Jinx, Vegas has been a pretty good team on the power play kill.
You're pointing
Not anymore, 92.3. Not at 92.3% anymore, but it's still up there.
Power play for the Canes, the third opportunity of the night. Stahl will get kicked out of the face-off dot, and it will be Sebastian Aho who will take his place. In this series, they are 38.5% effectiveness on the power play this series. They were struggling in the first three rounds, a 12.5% in the first three rounds. Gostisbehere looking, waiting. Gostisbehere looking for a shooting lane. Cross the ice, Svechnikov. Svechnikov in front. Save, rebound up in the air. Stahl couldn't bat it in. Carter Hart got a piece of it, brought out in front of the net. Sissons trying to clear it, held in by Jarvis at the blue line. Got it down low, Svechnikov across. Gostisbehere off a stick of Dowd. Gostisbehere looking. Gostisbehere along the wall. Looking for a lane here. Got it across the ice now for Aho. Sebastian Aho drifting along the boards. Plays that back to the line for Gostisbehere. Gostisbehere looking. Got it to Jarvis down low. Svechnikov shot over the net. Aho holds it in. Aho along the perimeter, played that back to Gostisbehere once again. Gostisbehere feeds it for Jarvis, looking. Jarvis back for Aho, one-timer denied. Aho again, played that back to Gostisbehere. Gostisbehere across for Jarvis. Jarvis plays that back Gostisbehere. Jarvis once again, looking down low, Svechnikov. Svechnikov feeds it in behind the net now for Aho in the corner. Sebastian Aho, play that back to Gostisbehere. Gostisbehere across, one-timer by Jarvis was denied by Carter Hart. An 85-mile-per-hour one-timer was denied with 48 seconds to go on the power play for the Canes. And a good power play movement there.
That was amazing puck movement.
Man, that was close, Stahl.
That was a power shot denied. And a little bat, swing and a miss, and that could have been a huge goal.
48 to go on the man advantage here. The shots are 21-15 in favor of the Canes in the game. It's cleared ahead now by Marner down the length of the ice. Bussy let it go. Short-handed. Mark Stone tried to center for Marner. Marner tried to steal it away along the boards. Power play goal in 4 straight games for the Canes, and they're trying to get another one here in this one. Half a minute left to go on their power play. Haven't been able to get anything going. Ehlers will move it ahead. Hall now looking. Hall, the shot! Blocked on the way through. Hannafin around the boards. Blake holds it in along the half wall. Stankoven trying to get there in the corner. He does. Anderson, though, and Marner. Ehlers battling. And it comes free here, held in by Hall. Hall looking, shot! Blocked, Hall trying to knock it down. Stanko and power play expiring in 5 seconds. No one's at the point to hold it in. Going back into the Carolina end, we're back to full strength as Eichel's out of the penalty box. A huge kill for the Vegas Golden Knights, though, Aaron.
Absolutely. That is the kill they needed. And Carolina still, though, up 2. They need to turn it up here. They need to get all their offense active right now.
Carrier wraparound attempt. Martin, a backhander towards the net. Oh, that was close. Sorry, Aaron, but that was a great A opportunity. Lazan played it back to Eichel. Eichel will move it ahead. Cross the ice, deflected back in by Barbashev. Chatfield now around the board. Slavin comes free for Aho, and it's flipped out. 13:50 to go in the third period. Vegas down by 2 in Game 5. Eichel dropped it out for Barbashev. Barbashev leaves it for Eichel in behind the net. Eichel looking to center. Eichel plays it back to the line. Long shot by Theodore off the back wall. Slavin trying to clear it. Cleared out. No. Svechnikov battling with Theodore. It's out to center ice. Battling at Dorofeev. Eichel. Dorofeev again. Battling in front of the Vegas bench here. Svechnikov forced it in. Theodore across the ice for Coughlin. Forced back in. Barbashev out of the reach. It's going to be an icing here on Vegas with 13:19 to go, and they still look out of sorts here. Game 5 of the NBA Finals. What a finish in Madison Square Garden.
Oh, no!
Oh, my goodness.
Game 5 of the NBA Finals. What a finish. What do you mean, Max?
What? What a finish in Game 4.
Game 5 did not finish yet, Max.
I meant for Game 4.
It's his goofball moment.
No, I said
Max,
what a finish for Game 4. You're just trying to force a goofball moment.
What, man?
You're throwing me off, man.
Hey, goals can happen in baseball games just like home runs can happen in soccer games.
Okay. With your logic. Dorofeev will move it in. It's going to be touchdowns in hockey. Shot towards the net, went wide. Anderson around the boards. Barbashev in behind the net in the corner. Barbashev fed it in behind the net now. Dorofeev looking to center for Eichel. Dorofeev looking to center one in front of the net. It went on the crease. Anderson around the boards. Eichel looking. Tied up by Miller from behind. Eichel trying to force it back to Dorofeev. Here's Stan coming the other way with some speed. 1-on-3. Stan coming shot wide of the net on Hart. Held at the line by Blake for a moment. Barbashev looking to clear it, and he will. Back into the Carolina end. Gostisbehere has the puck. So far, there hasn't been much opportunities for the Vegas Golden Knights here in the period.
No, Carolina's been doing a great job on the defense, shutting Vegas down and just really holding the puck because their key is waste time right now.
Mm-hmm. Held in for a moment. Marnock trying to bat at it. Could not. Theodore now has it. Crossed the ice. Hurdle deflected it. At center, Hurdle has it once again. Approaching 8 minutes passing here in the third period. It's still a 3-1 lead for the Carolina Hurricanes in Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. Nikishin tried to move it ahead on a stretch pass. Blocked away. Theodore deflected ahead. Kolasar knocked down in front. Moved ahead now. Carrier on the far wing. Carrier shot over the net. Might have hit the crossbar and out of play with 11:50 to go. In the third period, Vegas has to push here to try to tie this game. Carolina, though, 2 goals in the second period. It's a difference right now. They're up 3-1 in Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final with 11:50 to go. We'll be back here in the third period. Welcome you back, everybody, to Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. Joined alongside Aaron. He wasn't ready to get back from break. I'm Max, and
Yeah, because you're just chuckling at a stupid joke.
11:50 to go in the third, and a 3-1 lead here for the Canes, locking in now.
Yep.
Stahl and Eichel in the face-off dot in the Vegas end. Vegas really has to push for some offense here. They haven't been able to get it. Stahl try to win the draw. Eichel does instead in their own zone. Anderson around the wall. Can't clear it. Slavin held it in around the boards. It goes for Ehlers in behind the net. Ehlers looking the center one for Stahl. He's denied by Hart. Stone clears it out to center ice. Slavin knocked it down. And Jarvis has the puck once again. I don't think this crowd has sat down at any moment in this third period.
And I don't blame him.
The nerves right now. Moving it ahead. It's going to be an icing here on the Carolina Hurricanes with 11:22 to go. And Chatfield's down behind the play. Uh-oh. And he's not getting up.
Good.
Not sure what happened there. And that was
looks like his
behind the
hand.
play. He's covering his face. I think he might have got cut. Yes, he did. He got high stick
Ooh.
by Mark Stone.
They
A
didn't
missed
call
call.
it.
Wow. And there's a lot of blood, I think, on that. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Mark Stone's a clown. Saying that because I'm a Stars fan, and he took out Miro Heiskanen in that 1 year. Last year. Apparently, I think they're going to review this. 4-minute power play. I think they're going to review it first to make sure the call is right. That's what they do. A double minor's been called, and we'll see. I mean, that's going to be a power play, regardless. That's a high stick. So when they review this, they're gonna find that this is gonna be a power play for them, for sure, Aaron. It's a guaranteed power play. Mark Stone going into the box here. It's gonna be a double minor. They reviewed that pretty quickly there, and a power play for the Canes for 4 minutes, and something that they did not need. Vegas, they take the penalty again. This is the 4th power play now for the Canes. A double minor power play that could put this game away. 3-1 they lead, and they could really use one here, Aaron.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a huge power play. A goal seals it, and your man up. And I think that if you score here 4-1, I question when Vegas will pull.
If any.
I think
If
it will
they
have to be. It will have to be sooner.
Yeah.
Probably
Aho.
around 4.5.
Svechnikov back for Aho. Gossespierre looking across for Jarvis now. Jarvis into the middle. Cross for Aho. Fans on the shot. Stahl broken up, and Sissons will fire it down the length of the ice. Bouncing on Bussy. Deflected into the corner. Gossespierre. Gotta think Vegas can be more aggressive here on the shorthanded chances they do get here in this power play. 3-on-2 crossing the line. Jarvis across now. Aho. Back for Jarvis. Backhander wide of the net. Ehlers. Play that back to the line. Gossespierre. Gossespierre into the corner now for Ehlers. Give and go here. Gossespierre gets it once again from the blue line. Gossespierre looking, waiting for a shooting lane. Ehlers back for Gossespierre once again. His skates got it to his stick. Svechnikov along the half wall. Aho back for Svechnikov. Glove down by Howden. Svechnikov battling there, and Marner will clear it out. A minute has passed here on the power play. Nothing going so far for the Canes.
Well, that's the beauty of a double minor. You got 2 minor penalties to figure it out.
Mm-hmm. They just cannot be wasting these opportunities, though, if Vegas does come back. We're going to look back at this game if Vegas does come back and say, these are the opportunities to put the game away, and they didn't. They have to score here if you're Carolina. Nikishin looking, cross the ice now for Blake. Into the middle, Stankoven driving in. Stankoven poke checked away. What a defensive play there by the Golden Knights. Bussy. 2:20 to go as McNabb and Lazon teaming up right there. The defenseman helping out on the penalty kill. Nikishin cross the ice now for Taylor Hall, cutting back in. Hall in. Hall looking. Hall along the half wall, try to play it back to the point. Dowd leaves it there, almost turned over in the high slot to Hannafin. The first penalty is over. Stankoven, now Sissons will move it ahead shorthanded 1-on-3. Sissons trying to split through. What a hit! What a hit on Sissons. Jankowski leaves it right after Sveshnikov. Leaves it for Gostisbehere once again. 1:40 left to go on the power play. Gostisbehere to the middle of the ice. Got it across to Aho. Aho back for Gostisbehere in the corner. Trying to feed that for Ehlers. Down low, Sveshnikov scores! His second of the game, and it's 4-1 Canes.
That is huge, and that's probably going to put the icing on this big, windy, rainy cake, because a 3-goal lead, 8:52, and I don't think Sveshnikov could have been any more wide open for that goal. He had the whole side, open net. Canada's jealous.
And again, Carter Hart allows 4 goals in a game. The 5th straight game he's allowed 4 goals in a game, by the way. And with 8:52 to go, Vegas and Mitch Marner looking up. They got 8:52 to try to salvage this, or else they're down 3-2 going back to their home barn, where Carolina could win the Stanley Cup if they can close out this game. Stone off the wall. Walker tried to clear it ahead. Nikishin forced back in. Second power play goal tonight for Andrei Sveshnikov. His first multi-goal playoff game this postseason, and at no better time right now to do so. Marnik will fire it back in with less than 8.5 to go. Nikolai Ehlers with 3 assists already in this game. He has factored in on a lot of goals. Held at the point, though. Around the boards, Hannafin. Finally, a game where it has not been tight, basically. Eichel in the middle. Walker off the boards, out to center. Dorofeev battling. Stankoven gets to the loose puck. And it's lost here at center ice. Carried back in here by Barbashev, looking. Barbashev driving in behind the net. Stankoven. Miller battling Dowd. Dowd plays that back to the line. Here's Theodore's long shot. Save made by Bussy. Rebound to the top of the crease by Hurdle. Vegas has not had a shot here in a long time in this third period, if any. Hurdle in behind the net. Hurdle looking to center. Barbashev's tied up from behind. Coughlin throws it towards the net off the side of the net. It did not go in. Dowd looking. Dowd waiting. Plays it back to Coughlin at the blue line. Long shot. Deflected. Save. Bussy. Hurdle deflected that shot, and it was denied by Brandon Bussy, and this crowd goes insane with 7:27 to go. We will be back. 4-1 Canes. Sveshnikov having a night. 2 power play goals, and potentially the insurance marker here in Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. It's 4-1 Canes. back here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Game 6 will be on Sunday, and if Vegas does not come back, they'll be down 3-2 going back home, where they have to win, or else Carolina will win the Stanley Cup on Vegas territory, as they're up 4-1 here in Game 5. That deflected. There's a hand pass, I believe, it was signaled there by the referee with 7:18 to go. And Aaron, what do you think they pull Carter Hart here? Do you think they pull Carter Hart with 4 minutes?
I say they will pull Hart at the first opportunity they can after the 5-minute mark passes. Because if the 5-minute mark happens, they pull him and it's in their zone.
Mm-hmm.
It's a turnover and a goal.
Yep.
If they have to pull him when it's in the Carolina zone, or they may pull him with about 5.5 if they're getting desperate.
Yep.
Like if they can score in this next minute and a half, they will absolutely pull him at 5.
Howden gets denied on that chance. What a save by Bussey with the pad. With less than 7 minutes to go, that went in. It was going to be a game again here with the final 7 minutes going here. 33 saves on 34 shots facing the third period and overtime for Brandon Bussey. Eichel tried to throw it towards and then it got blocked away. Chatfield trying to lift it out, and he will out to center ice. Theodore has the puck. Off the boards, turned over to Stahl. Fired back in on Carter Hart. He gloved it down with less than 6.5 to go in the third period. Theodore played it to McNabb. Out to center ice it goes. Eichel moves it to the middle. Eichel looking. Spins back, left it there. Theodore on the backhand. Denied. Rebound, scores! Dorofeev again! It's 4-2.
Well, like I said, they score in this next minute and a half, and you have to start considering when you pull Hart, because it's now a game. Vegas has a chance to come back, although it's very small, like very, 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 very small. They still have that chance, and now they're getting their momentum back. They get their offense, and Dorofeev is all right. He's on fire.
He did not have any goals in the last 6 or 8 games, and now he's had 2 here in a crucial Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. And that's a huge goal, and that really changes when they pull Carter Hart now with how many time they would remain. I think they would pull him with 3 minutes then, since it's a 4-2 game here. That puck actually hit the netting and is out of play with 6:03 to go. Second goal tonight for Pavel Dorofeev, 12th this postseason and second in the NHL. In the postseason. What a setup here by Shea Theodore, though, to set it up to Dorofeev on the rebound. And we got a game here. Don't go anywhere. With 6:03 to go in the third period. It's 4-2 as Vegas punches back here and tries to salvage this game. There is a conversation with how many time was remaining there on the game clock, and maybe this can benefit the Vegas Golden Knights. They need as much time as they need.
Imagine they come back and they tie the game with about 2 seconds left because the clock was wrong.
Mm-hmm. Off the draw, one here. Off the boards, Carrier, Hannafin, cleared out 6 minutes to go in the third period. A 4-2 game in favor of the Carolina Hurricanes. Hannafin moved it for Hertl. Hertl got the pass to Anderson. 5:50 to go. Anderson looking, dropped it out for Dowd. Dowd looking along the wall. Dowd throws it towards the net. Rebounds, loose in front. Anderson denied. Oh, what a save on Bussey. Playback to the line for Hertl. Hertl along the half wall. Vegas was just this close to making it a 1-goal game. Off the glass, not cleared out. It's held in by Hannafin, cleared out by Carrier, and it's cleared ahead, back and bouncing on Carter Hart, played it away. And now it's Nick Dowd trying to get through. Slavin gets the puck now off the glass. Theodore now plays that back to McNabb. McNabb trying to get it through. He forced it back in, no icing. Slavin around the boards. Off the glass, out to center, bouncing puck. What Carolina does not need right now is a penalty that they do not want to take right now.
Absolutely. Like another delay of game penalty like we've seen twice already.
Mm-hmm. And it could really benefit Vegas if they can get a power play here. Marner plays it back to McNabb. Across the ice it goes for Theodore. Trying to get that pass to Marner. Deflected into the seats and out of play. Great play there by Nikolai Ehlers diving on the ice to prevent the pass cleanly to Marner. 4:42 to go. Shea Theodore Rebound for Dorofeev. It's 4-2. Don't go anywhere. It's a game again here in Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. Back here in Raleigh, 4:42 to go. Some tense moments remaining here in the third period. I'm Max, joined alongside Aaron. It's a tight game to the finish.
Just like we like it.
Fired back in from center, Slavin. Around the boards at Rise here for McNabb. If Vegas can get another one quickly here, it's not over. Eichel will move it ahead. Jack Eichel looking, try to throw it towards the middle, is blocked away out to center ice. Theodore retreating to get to the loose puck. 4:20 to go. When do you pull Carter Hart?
I would pull Hart in about 50 seconds. 3:30, and you have it in Carolina zone.
Held in the zone though. Anderson fitted across. Here's Hannafin, shot over the net. Eichel in the corner. Hannafin, and it's Dorofeev. Dorofeev looking. Played that back one time by Anderson. Save! Rebound! Eichel fed on the rebound. He could not bury it, or else it would have been 4-3. Anderson throws it towards the net. It was blocked away off the skin of Slavin. Oh my goodness. Taylor Hall, potentially a 3-on-2. They can hurry. Stankoven moving it back in. Dropped it off for Hall. Hall across for Blake. Shot! Wide of the net. Stankoven, as it was partially blocked on the way through. 3.5 to go in the third. Stankoven, Hannafin around the boards, and it comes here for Anderson. This is when you're probably going to pull Carter Hart. He's looking to the bench. Nothing signaled yet by John Tortorella. He's on the bench on the...
I think he's got his signal.
Yep.
I think he's coming.
Miller into the corner. Hannafin
Yeah.
around the board. Shea Theodore. Theodore moves it ahead, deflected back in. Will this be an icing? No.
Here he comes.
Oh, it is. It hit the netting. 3:09 to go.
He looked like he was ready to race.
Yeah. Brandon Bussey's been spectacular in this game so far. Still 3:09 to go. Some big saves here in the third period from Brandon Bussey after that Dorofeev goal went in. And is it an empty net yet? I don't think so. I think the face-off is going to be at center ice.
It's in the Vegas zone.
No, it's at center ice, actually.
Oh, really?
3:09 to go. The shots are 24-22 in favor of the Canes. Howden and Aho in the face-off dot. Won by Howden. Svechnikov trying to force it in deep. Theodore off the boards. Marner trying to force it back in. 3 minutes to go in the third period of Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. Carolina leading at 4-2. Coughlin around the boards. Got Stone, who fires it back in. They got to pull Hart quickly. They do. He's going to the bench.
They've got him out.
It's cleared again. Eichel has the puck now. 2:45 to go. Vegas needs a miracle. And it's knocked down by Walker. Off the boards out to center. Eichel has control of the puck. Everybody is standing here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Bouncing puck turned over. Ehlers trying to go for the empty net. Could not. Eichel again. 2:25 to go. They gotta hurry. They need to. Theodore back for
Carolina's
Eichel.
putting on their great defense.
Yep. Eichel fires it wide to Bussy from the blue line. Up in the air. It went out of play. It's a delay of game again. 2:13 to go, and I think it is a power play upcoming.
Oh my goodness, that's the third delay of game penalty we've seen on Carolina. That's off his skate and hits the net. That is unfortunate on Ehlers. On Ehlers, my bad. That's butchered.
Wow. Wow.
But that's
3.
unfortunate. Oh, it was off his stick. He batted it up.
Wow. That's 3 now. Wow. And a power play late for the Golden Knights. If they can score quickly on this power play, hold on.
Catch. That fan made a great catch.
Well, yeah, he did make a great catch. $2:13 to go. I believe a timeout being called here. A power play and an empty net for Vegas. They'll have a 6-on-4 advantage with the net empty. And the tense moments in the Stanley Cup Final. If Vegas can...
And I think Vegas is discussing, what do you do in this situation? You have a 6-man face-off. It's a 6-on-4. You have 2-man advantage. And you really have to focus on creating space and getting a shot. Because what you have to do is get a clean shot where nothing's going to block it, turn it over, and fire down to the other end of the ice. Because it's going to be an icing. But there's also a possibility that it goes into that unguarded net, sending this game back to Vegas, and you're down 3-2.
Theodore holds it at the line as the Golden Knights win the faceoff. Eichel looking. Eichel back for Theodore. Theodore down low, shot save made. Rebound was loose in front. Hurdle trying to deflect it. Down the lane to the ice it goes. It rolls wide. There's no icing because it's a power play. Remember, Eichel.
Oh, it is a power play.
1:50 to go in the third. Eichel on the outside carries it back in. Eichel looking to center off the skate of Hurdle. Marner back for Eichel. Eichel back for Marner once again. Marner looking, waiting, shot towards the net, deflected wide as Stone was trying to go back door. Eichel looking, back for Theodore. Theodore's long shot blocked on the way through by Stahl. Theodore once again, looking, cross the ice for Eichel. Eichel back for Theodore, one-timer, off the post, rebound, Hurdle, denied, and it's stopped. It's off the goal line, it is denied by Bussy.
I think this place got just as loud as a Carolina goal. And Bussy looks hurt.
Man, Hurdle just continued to just whack at that puck.
Yeah, he whacked at his hand is what he did.
Right
He
off the
looks
goalpost.
Shaking up. Oh, my goodness.
This
that
close.
is- he just kept shoving at his hand. I don't know what that is. Yeah, you could see him just...
Yep, he's just skating around.
He's still holding his hand.
That might be crucial here in
You
the
gotta-
last 120.
Yeah, 80 seconds left. You gotta wonder if Bussy's at his full potential.
67 seconds to go on the power play. Don't make a joke right now. Off the faceoff. It's loose. Eichel, Dorofeev trying to get there. Stone looking to center one in the corner. Dorofeev plays that back to Theodore. Back for Dorofeev. One-timer going for the hat trick was denied. Dorofeev once again. Blocked away. Out to center. Keandre Miller. 1 minute to go in the third period in Raleigh, North Carolina. That much time away from a 3-2 series lead for the Canes. Eichel moves into the middle for Dorofeev. Cross the ice for Hurdle. Back for Dorofeev once again, who holds it at the blue line down low for Eichel. Trying to center one for Hurdle. Blocked away. Jarvis flips it out to center ice. A race for the puck. Jarvis for that empty net. Blocked away. 35 seconds to go in the third period. Marner plays it back to Dorofeev. Eichel, they can't even get an entry here. Eichel fires it back in. Around the boards it goes with 25 seconds to go in the period. And Chatfield trying to force it out. Hannafin gloved it down. Chatfield trying to clear a bouncing puck. Cleared out by Jarvis. 15 seconds to go in the third period. This crowd is on fire right now. Back to full strength. 10 seconds to go. Hannafin fires from center. Denied by Bussy. The Hurricanes are up 3-2 in the Stanley Cup Final. Oh, it's not over yet. Hold on.
Half a second.
Half a second
Anything
left.
can happen.
Now they just ran the clock. It is over. And this crowd wants the cup as they're up 3-2 in the series. Wow. What a win for the Carolina Hurricanes.
And Brandon Bussey, oh my goodness, what a performance from him. That is exactly what you want to see out of your backup. And he went an amazing 21 for 23 saves. He's stopped 3 power plays out of 4. And you don't know how crazy that is in a crucial game like this to give your team a 3-2 series lead. And if you win one more, your name is etched into hockey immortality.
Wow, what a win. What a response by the Canes. They've won 2 straight. And they go to Vegas with a chance to win the Stanley Cup. That will be on Sunday here on the MHS Network. And what a victory here. What worked out so great for the Carolina Hurricanes here tonight, Aaron?
Power play goals. They had 2 out of 5, and that is humongous here. And that is the difference in this game. Those 2 power play goals, and they won the game by 2. Svechnikov, his 2 goals, that is amazing. Ehlers with his 3 assists, and Sebastian Aho finally getting back on the score sheet.
And he gets
all
the game
pushing
winner.
Carolina to this Game 5 win.
And they are just 1 win away. And Game 6, we remind you, will be on Sunday here on the MHS Network. Please tune in, everybody. The Cup will be in the building at T-Mobile Arena. Will Carolina win the Cup, or will Vegas respond and tie this series at 3? And we'll be back here for a Game 7 on Wednesday. We'll know the answer on Sunday if either the series is over or we come back here to Raleigh. Any final thoughts before we go? Any final thoughts before we go, Aaron?
I think Game 6 is going to be an absolute cinematic masterpiece. And there is nothing that will deter that feeling for me until I see it.
Mm-hmm. Who do you think wins Game 6? Early predictions.
I think that Carolina goes into Vegas and breaks their heart. I think they steal it from them in a comeback victory. We've seen a lot of those.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's going to happen exactly like that. And it's going to be probably one of the most watched hockey games, if not the most watched. Like that stat you told us since 2002.
I mean, this could be our final telecast or broadcast of the year of this season. And if not, we'll have a Game 7, but we don't know, obviously, until Sunday when that game ends, if we're going to see a Game 7 or not back here at Raleigh. So, for the moment, Carolina just 1 win away from the Stanley Cup. And you think that should do it for us here on the NHL and MHS?
I think that'll do.
All right. Well, we'll close it out, everybody. Thank you so much for watching here on the NHL and MHS. Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals belongs to the Carolina Hurricanes. They win 4-2, and they take a 3-2 series lead. If they win in Vegas, they are 1 win away from the Stanley Cup for the first time since 2006. From Aaron, I'm Max. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you Sunday. Will the Cup be skated, or will we see a Game 7? We'll see. Good night, everybody.